That's Jerry Manning, Rainbow Lakes. Up front, let me say that I'm in favor of your resolution and I'm not in favor of recreational marijuana. Okay? Now, my president is a job creator, 300,000 in February. If this is such a great job creator, why wasn't he on board for recreational marijuana? Think about that question. I do believe the answer is it's a federal crime, period. Federal crime to smoke marijuana without a prescription. I have a question from Mr. Horniak. Have you ever heard of Charles Manson and his Merry Maid of Mayhem? There's a classic example of what happens with a little too much marijuana. That's Jerry Manning, Rainbow Lakes.
This guy is a fucking
let me say that I'm in
I was going to say
favor
the word, the R word.
I'm not in favor
I'm going to say
of
reject.
recreational marijuana. Okay?
You don't have
Now,
hear yourself?
my president is a job creator, 300,000 in February. If this was a job creator, why wasn't he on board for recreational marijuana? Think about that question. I do believe the answer is it's a federal crime, period. Federal crime to smoke marijuana without a prescription. I have a question from Mr. Horniak. Have you ever heard of Charles Manson and his Merry Maid of Mayhem? There's a classic example of what happens with a little too much marijuana. That's Jerry Manning, Rainbow Lakes. Up front, let me say that I'm in favor of your
I can't get enough of this guy.
Is this like real?
Recreational
Wait, is this what do you Is this like real life?
Yes.
It's not an act.
He,
No.
he made it up.
This is a council meeting.
This is a council meeting?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If this is
Where
such a
you
great
been?
job creator, why wasn't he on board for recreational marijuana?
My heart
Think about
hurts.
that question. I do believe the answer is
You're Satan.
a little too much marijuana.
I am proud to be one of Manson's merry maids. Thank you.
Thank you.
My
Here I
God.
am. Just call me Squeaker, not Squeaky.
Is this guy winning?
Oh, evil.
Is he going for an Oscar?
I love this guy.
I always said I was one of
Satan.
Charlie's
That's Jerry
illegitimates.
Manning, Rainbow Lakes.
We're all
Up
into
front, let me say
Manson,
that
man.
I'm
course
in
I'm
favor
one of
your
Charlie's
resolution, and I'm not
illegitimate
in
children.
favor of recreational.
He's everybody's dad.
Okay? Now,
Now. He goes like this.
my
Now.
president is a job creator, 300,000.
Listen
in
here,
February.
people. No, nothing.
If this is such a great job creator, why wasn't he on board?
He's got two pairs of glasses on.
Marijuana.
He's got a pair on his
Think
head
about that
and a pair on his nose.
I do believe the answer is it's a federal crime.
Yeah, it was really Johnny Knoxville.
Federal crime to smoke marijuana without a prescription. I have a question from Mr. Horniak. Have you ever heard of Charles Manson and his Merry Maid of Mayhem? There's a classic example of what happens with a little too much marijuana.
Oh my God.
That's a great way to introduce the show. Every week we should do that. Hilarious.
More gold.
Pure ignorance. Hey, if you want to give people the idea of what the ignorance is no excuse for it.
Sorry, we're out.
Bring in the boss one. I'm gonna get mine. Go do the crime. If you can't do the time, don't tell me how you're off and down. When you smile in my face, but you play me like a clown, it's your fool, bitch. So just step back. I'm mad that when I come down straight, I thought you were my piece, but you play me out. Now I'm mad as hell, and I'm full of doubt. Who you are, rolling? Who behind the scene. It's time to get mean. I'm a lean revolution machine. Won't want people stay, they sway. 1, 2 day is good as any day. Y'all feel slightly this, let's resist. Raise your fist and pump like this. Promises over the top. Don't cross the line, but you know it's mine. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Let's see. Let's go. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Let's see. Let's go. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Let's see. Let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Let's see. Let's roll.
Trouble time. Get something in your rigger. Trouble time. Get something in your rigger. Trouble time. Get something in your rigger. Trouble time. Get something in your rigger.
Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Let's see. Let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Let's see. Let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? 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 Who you wanna roll with?
Hey, you got something to say to me? He started it.
Then stop it. Give it a rest. Go back to where you came from.
There you go with the more remarks again.
See, there you go. He can't stop. He can't control himself. He can't control himself. He can't control himself. Like you. Yeah. Yeah. What, you got something to say? Say it.
Long hair.
Say it.
You look like Charlie Manson, for Christ's sake.
And his Merry Maids of Mayhem.
Wow. That's hurtful. I don't look like Charlie Manson.
Wow, nice talent.
Show
Well,
us on the doll where he hurt you.
This guy here. Sure.
This shit's insane.
How dare you?
Like, it's still going on.
That was crazy, man.
How dare you? I don't look like Charlie Manson. I look like a stone Jesus
Right on.
or something.
Charlie Manson.
Charlie Manson.
Hey, Zeus, I know him.
That's horrible. What a hurtful thing to say to somebody. You look like the piss boy.
I can see it actually. Now that I'm like looking at you and like,
Don't you start your shit with me. I'll get Vanessa after you.
oh, we're gonna go there.
She'll set you straight.
We're gonna go there. Yeah, I had an incident last night at my house.
What happened?
Did you run out of batteries again?
No, no, we're good there.
The horror.
No, we're
Run
good
out of
there. That's why we have
batteries or equipment?
rechargeable items. Yeah.
I was going to say,
Smart. That's
no.
all.
They
No,
never
so,
know batteries.
I'm outside medicating around like 12:30, and I look up, and there's a guy standing across the street with a flashlight, beaming it all over the development. I'm like, what is this guy doing? He goes back to his trunk. He's rummaging, pulling shit out. And I look, and he grabs a pair of latex gloves, and he's putting latex gloves on in the middle of the street.
So hot.
Oh, it's Dexter.
I'm like, what's going on right now? And I'm like watching him. And then he just looks at me and he takes off running down the street away from his car, but left his car open. Trunk open, door open, lights on, just took off. So I'm like, okay, I got to call the cops because this looks like really suspicious, right? So I call the police and I'm like, hey, this is what I'm looking at. Hey, I don't know what's happening.
Hi, my name is Eric.
Yeah, maybe you want to check it out. So they came, they checked it out, and sure enough, there was a guy breaking into a car. But it was his car because he locked his keys in it. And the cop said, well, that looks rather suspicious what you're doing right now. And it was dealt with. And I met them all in the middle of the street. And I said, hey, really sorry, but you looked rather suspicious. You looked out of place in this development. He's a white guy. But, like, what are you doing running around with, like, latex gloves, like, jimmying doors open? He said, yeah, no, I know. My car was going to get towed tomorrow. It's my dad's car. And I got scared because I don't have the money for an impound, yada, yada, yada. So I was trying to get out of here as quickly as possible.
So he was locked out or he was not locked out?
He was locked out of his vehicle,
But
his
then
dad's vehicle.
He got in eventually.
I don't know.
You saw him running down the street with the vehicle open.
Yes.
Yeah,
No. He pulled up in a different vehicle
Oh.
and then was trying to jimmy another vehicle open.
Jimmy.
Oh.
Jimmy, that thief.
So I got suspicious. And I got 2 children. I got my girlfriend upstairs in the house,
Right on.
sleeping 12:30 at night. Like, I'm not about to go approach somebody and be like, hey, what time is it? What are you up to? Like, no, I'm in my pajamas, like standing there topless in the middle of the street. Like, what is this guy doing?
See, my rule is, though, I actually differ on this. I don't know how I would feel if I had kids, but I don't call the cops unless I want someone killed or something destroyed.
Yeah, but when you have kids, you have a
So,
whole different outlet.
That's just me.
Let me tell
That's
you
just
something.
me because I hear all these horror stories about people that call the cops on people.
And it is.
And
it's
I do hear them a lot. And that's why I don't call the cops unless I absolutely have to.
It's a horrific
Maybe
thing.
you
But
could have yelled at him or something. I don't know. Maybe there's something else you could have done.
What am I going to do?
I don't know.
First of all, I
would have done the same
let
thing.
Me, let me just
sorry.
explain my physical condition. I may look like I'm an in shape person.
No, I know.
I'm not. I have significant spinal injury. I have PTSD. So in my frame of mind, my triggered frame of mind in that moment was protection mode, and it went flight, not fight.
He's
and
thinking about his kids.
I was thinking about
Right.
my family
Yeah,
and
family.
the story.
Right.
Period.
They could be coming
Mhm.
at your house next.
They could be coming
Yep.
to my house
I don't
next.
know. Get
Just
the
who knows
gun.
what's
And
going
there's been
on.
other incidents and things that went on in the neighborhood.
Right.
And I think just being neighborly, I'm going to let my neighbors know if somebody's messing with their car.
Yeah.
And if I'm not in a physical condition to go approach that person to stop it, then I'm going to call the police because I felt in that moment that was the right thing to do. And I apologize to anybody in Facebook land last night when I posted my story.
Well, that I got a little out of hand there.
It got very out of hand. There were
It's
insinuations that I was
still
that
going
I'm
on.
excuse me one second, that I'm a racist because I called the cops.
Oh, please.
And the person I called the police on, he was white. That's besides the point. He could have been freaking pink. I don't really care.
He was pink though. Kind of.
Think
The
on
point
inside.
is,
I got you.
nobody got hurt. Nobody was harassed. It ended up the way it should have ended up.
So it's good.
And that's it.
It worked out
But
fine.
it like there's 100 comments under this thread. And I don't want to shut it down because you know what? I think that there's 2 sides to the story, and I can certainly understand where this person's coming from if they suffered from any sort of abuse or anything under law enforcement. If you had bad interactions with them, I've had horrible interactions, and I'm not comparing, but yeah, I mean, I was triggered last night on this thread, and I was telling you that I was triggered, and I don't think I was gaslighting anybody. If anything, I'm the one
no.
that was being gaslighted because you were excusing the way that I felt. And I
Indeed.
felt triggered, I felt threatened, and I felt my family could potentially be in danger. And you dismissed the way I felt. And I wasn't about to get into it because I couldn't verbalize in that moment and put it in writing effectively. But I don't hold any ill will towards you at all. I'm not going to block you or ban you from my life or my Facebook. I appreciate your comments because you opened up my eyes to how other people look at things that are not normally in my life. So again, this is the 4th time, it's 3 times in writing. I apologize if I offended you.
Yeah, it's like the 3rd time. You don't have to apologize. That's a good conversation to have because I mean,
I'd like to sit down and we can have a face to face because obviously we don't see eye to eye in things, and I want to be educated because I'm not the person that you made me out to be or made me look like in that thread.
I said something because you're
Not-
looking at me. I'm
Not
like,
you.
I'm not going to make fun of her voice because
Just
I'm
people
friendly
in
with her.
general.
But I will say, she said, I encourage you to watch the hundreds of videos of white people calling the cops on people of color for no reason. Watch and see why it's fucked up. Be a part of the solution, not the problem.
But I didn't call the cops on somebody of color. So
you call the cops on another human being. Period.
on a person
Yeah.
that I knew was white,
Regardless of color. Yeah.
and
You did the right thing, bro.
like I
You don't
just
have to
you know
defend
like
yourself.
I feel like I have to defend myself because I'm not going to erase that. And I
we
don't
should
want,
call her.
We don't need to do that. I'd rather do
I want to gaslight the both of you.
I'd rather do
I'd rather
no,
call the mayor in Sayreville.
I'd rather sit down privately and personally and hash our differences out. And
No,
if we can't, then we can't.
There's no
Like,
differences.
that's fine.
I would feel differently too because I don't call the cops on people. I just don't. I mean, we can
And
have an open
I
conversation about it.
normally I don't either. Normally I'm the guy. I don't want to fucking get involved. I
Right.
don't because
The
you know what?
latex gloves
But it's your
is what does
house.
it
But
in.
That
like,
would scare me.
There was like a lot. It was
Right.
like, it wasn't just one thing. It wasn't just like a dude walking and he shouldn't have been there.
Right.
It was a dude walking, got out of a car, left his car open, latex glove, flashlight. There was a number of things that went down during this process of my decision making.
Just let me say one thing. Devil's advocate. Let's say the cops came and killed that guy. How would you have felt?
I would feel horrible.
But wait, I want to be devil's advocate times 2.
Wait, no, you can't be devil.
Yes.
No, you're gonna
Yeah, times
be
3.
God's advocate.
There we go.
Kids,
Yes.
kids.
Yeah, kids.
Right. And I
Yeah.
get that.
But
That's what I
wait,
get.
not even kids. Everybody, I know there's a big thing with police. You know, there's people that don't want to, feel that they can rely on them. They have issues. And there's
We don't
videos.
trust the police.
Right.
That's
I don't-
another
but
issue.
wait,
We none of us trust
so
them.
This is the devil's advocate. Police aren't bad people. People are. It's that
Yes,
simple.
right,
So
right.
you could call the police with the best intentions and they do what they're supposed to. If I would have called my friend down the road versus my cousin who's a police officer, he would have bashed his face in. My cousin who's an officer wouldn't have. So it doesn't matter who you call.
Right.
You trust, like you said, we can't trust, but you trust that what you're doing is what we're supposed to be doing. Because he could have called a local friend who came over with a hard on and wanted just to beat him down because he's wearing gloves in a separate vehicle, going and trying to jimmy some vehicle.
Or-
that we don't know who.
Or
it
if I
is.
had that attitude and that mentality and I were a gun owner, I would have got one and grabbed my gun
Right.
and then addressed the situation with him. Like a lot of people who are
And
gun
then you
owners
could get
would have.
arrested. by
Can
the
I
way.
ask a question?
you might get-
Why exactly was he wearing rubber gloves?
That's
breaking
what I
into his
said.
own damn car?
All
It's
right,
a little
and also,
weird, man.
you are all-
So
you are
like
all men,
your
so
mind is
scared to
asking
use
you
rubber
that
gloves.
question. Imagine in the
Yeah.
moment at 12:30 at night in front of your house.
Well, you know what, man? I can't blame you for your decision, bro.
No.
No, I don't
And
blame
you know what?
And-
I'm your friend, and I will support you in your decision. I
And
may
you
not
know-
agree with all of the things
But
that
one
people
di-
do, but I'll
Right.
support you.
Yeah, I totally support you. I just have,
Yeah, man.
I
And,
differ
and,
on,
I,
on
and, I,
few
and
things.
listen, I understand that people had really horrible
Experiences.
experiences
Yeah.
with law enforcement. I'm no different.
Right.
I live in Evesham. I have had horrible interactions with Evesham Township. Horrible, many
I have.
unnecessary court appearances that were
Mhm.
always dismissed because they have a hard on about certain things.
Right.
So the last thing I wanted to do was invite these people to my house, but I felt I had to.
But it's also the tone of your phone call, which no one on Facebook could hear how you approach the situation. If I called and said, I'm terrified, I have children in here, there's someone with gloves, they're going to come ready for something.
Right, no.
You called in an even tone. You
I
explained
said,
to me how
"Hey."
it happened.
Right.
I said, there's something suspicious. I don't think I'm overreacting, but like maybe you might want to send somebody out here
Just to check.
because, and I'm not going to go over it. And everything I explained to you, I explained to them,
Right on.
Like you're
Nice and calm.
just like I did.
you're saying like you would have got your gun and then approached him and you would have felt safe. But then what if somebody else saw you and him
Right.
and then
Mhm.
the cops came and
But I'm
you
not.
got
But I'm
shot?
not a gun owner.
Yeah.
There's two suspicious guys. One of them's got a gun. Get here quick.
Right.
What do you
I
think's
don't-
going to
Different
happen
one
next?
there.
scenarios,
Gloves.
and this is the way it happened. And that's
Right.
It went down, and listen, maybe in a different part of New Jersey, maybe it would have went down differently.
And maybe you should think
Right.
sometimes, Colin, because that guy with gloves, and if it was during the day, you have kids, I have kids, we all have kids
That's
here.
shady as fuck.
They take your kids.
Yes,
it
You know
is
what,
like
they
shady
take you
as
to
fuck.
something,
Remember,
then what, as a parent, how are you
Officer
going to feel?
Obi.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
have to put a little bit of faith in. You saw things. All right, if you see anybody with gloves doing something like that, that brings it to a whole nother level because you're trying not to leave what fingerprint. Why do you need gloves to unlock
My
your car?
imagination got the best of me at that moment in time.
My imagination would too.
It really did,
Mhm.
and I sat there for like 35 seconds, which in the moment is quite a bit of time, saying, "Wow, my phone's upstairs and I'm doing an Apple update.
Mhm.
I hope I can use it."
Fun.
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
Wait, do you have a house line?
it's dead.
Oh, yep, you're done.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
We'll see you
pretty
on the
up
news.
there.
Right. So like
Yep,
I like
you're relying on smoke signals. At that
right.
point.
So like I like ran upstairs, like grabbed my
Yeah.
phone and I'm like, oh cool, it's like it's
Panicking.
working.
Yay.
And I took a picture of the vehicle
Dun,
and-
dun.
and I'm like, okay, where did this guy go? What's happening? And I made the decision, and I don't feel badly for making that decision. I feel
There's a way
I
about
feel
it,
somewhat
yeah.
neighborly for watching out for my neighbors. Like,
neighborhood
because you
watch.
know what? If there were some strange dude with latex gloves futzing around with my car in the middle of the night trying to get into it, I would want
And
my
running up,
neighbors.
running
to
up and down the
call.
road. Why
I
was
would
he
wonder
running up
what
and
they'd
down the
want
road
in
with
my
rubber
car. There's
gloves
nothing
and a
in it.
flashlight?
Just saying.
Like the whole situation would have raised too many red flags where I wouldn't have said something.
But get to the happy ending part. You wound up smoking a joint with the guy at the end?
Oh yeah. So
Oh, right on.
So there you had a happy ending.
Yeah.
So
Cannabis.
yeah.
Cannabis
So,
heals.
so I felt really badly about the whole situation once I figured out like what was happening as I overheard the conversation. So I walked to the middle of the street and I'm talking to them. I'm like, hey, I heard what happened. I'm the one who called. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to like fuck your whole evening up by getting the cops called on you. I'm like, but you're like, you freaking zapped your flashlight, your million lumen lamp into my face. And then you went running down the street and you left your car door open and your trunk open and you're fidgeting in another car. I have no idea who you are. He goes, well,
He was running for the lube.
he's
with his
like,
gloves.
well, I'm your neighbor.
Sex toy hoils.
He goes, I'm your neighbor. And this, yeah, it was awkward to meet somebody
He
for
needed
the
a
first
court.
time. It
He
was.
was down a court.
So I'm like, listen, I was outside smoking a joint. I'm a patient. I'm really, really sorry. Like after these guys leave, like, you know,
Smoke him the peace
like,
pipe.
just come over here and like, yeah.
Want some sex toy hoils?
So like, you know,
Do
luckily
blue.
he was a patient also, and he had his own stash, and we smoked.
He had his own
Nice.
and
You know what's really cool? You didn't break the law.
And now I
No sharing
have-
medication.
And the cops
There
didn't
you
arrest
go,
anybody.
yeah.
and now I have a new friend that's a neighbor
Right on.
that knows that I got his back.
Cool.
Yeah, right.
Right.
So
Mhm.
he's cool with me, I'm cool with him, and it's all good.
And we're cool with you, Eric.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
And there was no white on white crime.
None.
No
None.
white on white crime.
There was
Rock
not.
on.
You
I still
know
don't
that
understand
that
how
is
that
a
got turned
rarity
into
here
that.
in
I
America.
don't know how it got turned into race. I don't know. It made me really uncomfortable though, like
Right.
horrendously
Uh-huh.
uncomfortable.
But
because
anytime someone talks
Yeah.
about cops, it should
I'm
turn
not-
into race. Like,
I'm
that's-
not that
I
guy.
don't-
I was
Like, I'm
gonna
not
say,
that
do they know
person.
you?
Right on, bro.
Yeah, they're
I'm not-
friends
Have
on
they
they're-
met you?
No, they're
But you know what,
friends
if you
on
need to be
his
safe, you need to
personal
be safe.
page. So this is somebody who knows him, who reads his posts, and
They must
came
not
to-
know
Well,
you.
That's
the
not
funny
it.
thing is, I don't really post on Facebook like
I was
ever.
gonna say,
I share things,
like-
but I don't ever post like personal thoughts.
Right.
Like I'm
So
not. I
when
don't
if
put it
you
out there.
see him put something
But-
there,
But the point of the
Lefty
matter is,
does.
I posted last night because I was upset about the scenario. Like,
and you
it
needed your
ups-
support. You
it
needed your
upset me,
friends.
and it was my
Yeah.
outlet just to get it out. And then I don't want to say I was attacked, but
No, you were attacked.
I was
You were
that was
blamed.
that was that you were attacked. You even apologized several times. You were being sincere. I could, like I told you when we were driving up here, I could see your face and hear your voice in my head when I was reading it. You
well,
were
you
being
can,
sincere.
yeah, you can. Like I'm going.
And that's the problem. Like
and-
when you write things on Facebook and you can't hear somebody's tone, you can't understand sarcasm or
Well,
lack
but
of
she
sarcasm.
that's
know
why
she
I asked
watches the
if she-
podcast, so
if-
she
if
should
they
know.
And I
know
s-
you.
You know, and she said that I thought I was being funny. I'm like, you read it as funny. I was writing it as scared.
Right.
Yeah.
You needed your support, your friends. That's why it was
So-
on your
Yeah,
personal
like you know,
page.
I've got my like my kids and my family are in
Right.
the house, and it is late at night, and for me to see you post something personal.
I
and
mean, I
two,
let
late
a
at
lot of
night-
sketchy stuff go at my neighborhood. I see stuff. I'm like, I'm not gonna pay attention. But if I saw someone with gloves, I'm sorry, gloves. That just
Yeah,
that's
Mhm.
that
I don't know about that.
yeah, nah.
I can picture the
I
doctor.
live in a sketchy neighborhood, so
yeah,
you know,
lives in Florida.
but I know he doesn't.
Yeah, you turn
So-
your head, you don't look. But
Exactly.
my kids, someone was parked right out front of my house. 2 different cars was running
Put
down
the
the
mic up
road.
by your- yeah.
Sorry. Oh, I was having a
Oh,
side.
It's
oh,
still
yeah.
going. Like this
Conversation, my bad.
post is
Is it?
Oh, it's still going.
Really?
It's still going.
Delete it.
Oh my god!
No.
I
No.
would.
Okay,
no,
don't.
no, it's a
Then
good.
I would
it's
be-
a
I
good.
would
no,
ignore
it is
it.
a good learning.
I
and
haven't
example.
commented on anything since last night.
Right on.
But
Yeah.
everybody else is. And
Let
but
'em
no,
rage.
but you know what? I think it's important that you have
You
opposite
see,
sides of the
that's
spectrum,
and that's
Right.
why I
looking
leave
at things
it.
completely differently.
Yeah.
Let voices be heard. That's the whole.
And I
point of
think
this.
on a psychological level, it's like an interesting little experiment that happened last night.
Yep.
And I hate they put it that way. But I look at things from a completely different light and I feel a little bit more educated. I do.
But that's why I leave a lot of the shit that, like, whenever drama's going on my page, I leave it there on purpose because I
Right.
want to be able to see both, like, go back through with a different mindset and kind of see, do I see the other side? Can I see, you know, even a little bit of where they're coming from? Maybe I can, maybe I can't. Who
Can you
knows?
hear me?
So
You want to get triggered
never
now?
know.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to trigger all yous now.
Do
Let's
it.
do it.
Do it. All right, we're ready.
gotta listen
Let me
to
know
this
when I
guy.
should stop.
It's raining and we're
A
paint.
few
Do
years
it.
ago, it was honored to get the opportunity to serve on a task force with St. Peter's University Hospital, the opioid task force. And less than a year ago,
And
I
who
was
is this
asked by
guy?
the State Chiefs Association to chair.
This is the chief of police of Saraville. A couple of hours before he made this speech, there was a guy in the strip joint
Huh.
with a machine gun running around that the cops are chasing after in Sayreville.
Wait, a machine gun?
A machine or an
AK-47.
AK-47
Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. Go
running
on.
around a strip club. The cops were chasing the guy.
Crazy.
The whole town was looking for this guy, and the chief obviously had time to come and talk about the dangers of reefer madness. Here we go.
Extol the dangers of
To
cannabis.
review the legislation, proposed legislation on the legalization of recreational marijuana. And in doing all that, I had the opportunity to work with some very distinguished people in law enforcement, in healthcare, as well as a number of community advocates from around the state of New Jersey.
Not me.
What
Not
community
us.
advocates?
Who?
Well, what?
Those Sam guys?
Kevin
or what?
Sabet. Oh, Kevin oh, Ron
Uncle
Rice.
Kev.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I certainly learned a great deal of information from them, and I'm able to share that, and I'd like to share some of that with you today. And that's one of the reasons why it brings me to you with the recommendation to propose an ordinance to prohibit the recreational marijuana business to not come to the borough of Sayreville. I think this is a great issue of importance to the state of New Jersey. Over the last year, it's been somewhat debated, but I think it's going to be debated in earnest in the next month or so. And if it is the borough's thought process, the borough's decision that they do not want businesses such as this in the borough of Sayreville, I think it's appropriate to be proactive. Proactive to tell our citizens and our residents how we feel and how we want to protect them. And number two, also to be able to tell our state legislators our feelings. Because I think one of the greatest opportunities we have is to be able to get out in front of this and to be able to tell them that this is something that we don't want to see happen in the state of New Jersey.
I'll stop right there. He doesn't want this at all in the state of New Jersey.
Right. Can you sum it up for the hearing and
Oh.
challenged people? Yeah. What exactly happened? He all right. He went to a strip club. He shot them up, and he's blaming it on marijuana.
Well,
Is
no.
that- 'cause
Yeah,
I couldn't
actually,
even hear that. Yeah.
That's yeah,
Well, it's the ills of all.
probably. He's probably thinking that.
This guy's such a tool.
Yeah.
Just saying.
He doesn't believe in it at all. And let me just say that he's white, by the way, and
He's pink.
and the Bergen County Chiefs, all the chiefs of Bergen County got together and came out against legalization a couple of years ago. So keep that in mind when you listen to the Chiefs talk.
Why do I say that? I say that for a couple of reasons. I say that because marijuana is not a benign drug.
Stop right there. It's not a benign drug.
Okay, what does benign mean?
Yeah.
That's
Is
what
this
I was going to
cancer?
say.
Can we look up benign? All right. Do I have to look it up or can someone look it up for me? All right. Hold on. I'll look it up.
Wait. Are you serious right now? or
They're,
is it
they're trying to say that it's a harmful, dangerous situation. Like,
Roughly.
a benign.
Okay, the
a
dictionary
benign
says.
cancer.
Hold on.
The
hold on,
dictionary says
says.
benign is gentle, kindly, not harmful in effect. In particular of a tumor, it's not malignant. It's not harmful in effect.
So he sounds pro
Well,
right now.
I think
He's
he is
trying to say that it's
he is
harmful.
yeah, but he's
unbenign.
using the wrong word then.
Well, he's saying it's a
It is not a
not.
benign.
Oh, he says
It's
not.
not
All right.
benign.
Well, I
benign.
challenge him. You
Yeah,
show me
sorry.
one person who's died
Exactly.
from cannabis.
Yeah,
Yep.
I got a problem.
Who
with this guy
ingested
already.
it? I'm not talking about some guy that you guys tortured and dropped 50 pounds on 100 times.
There's
talking
no
about-
record. There's no record as of today.
Indeed, there
Anybody
isn't.
Yeah, no.
There is
No,
none.
I know some
No.
nice chiefs in New Jersey. I know a few police chiefs, and
They're
they're
not
oath,
all like
they're
Yeah.
oath keepers. They're truth seekers. This
Mm.
guy is not a truth seeker.
There are numerous long-term health effects
Like what?
that can happen from the use of
Oh yeah, what long-term health
Oh,
effects?
Okay,
I
I've been
know,
smoking
I know,
weed for
I know.
40 years.
You're broke because it costs too much.
It's because
There
you're being
you
extorted
go.
by our state. I forgot.
Money.
Sounds like these guys may
There's
be
too much
invested in
tar.
recovery centers.
What's up,
Oh,
Terry?
yeah.
What'd you say?
There's too much tar.
Too much tar?
Tar.
And,
What
and
kind of
And you're
tar?
not filtering it right.
for,
You
for
don't have filters on there, and there's too much tar. When you
talk
inhale,
into that.
when you inhale marijuana and you hold it in, that's what makes it more detrimental
See-
than cigarette tobacco, because
You
it's
don't have
in
to
and
hold
out
it in.
for a cigarette tobacco. But why do you hold it? Because you want to feel the effects.
I'll tell you why people used to hold it years ago when all we had was Tex-Mex. It was about 7 or 8% THC. If you didn't hold that shit, you didn't get high. Guess what? The pot we got today, breathe in, breathe out. No
Yeah.
reason to hold the damn thing. As a matter of fact, if you want to avoid all these tars and things you're talking about, vape your flower.
Yep.
That's what I do.
There is non-combustion that occurs there. You get
Vape
just
it or eat
medicine. Yeah, indeed. Or eat it.
Ingest it.
Right on.
There's plenty of things you can do
It's
with
good
it.
for you.
You don't have to smoke it.
Cannabis is normal.
But if you want to smoke it, go right
I
ahead.
prefer. Everyone who
your
likes
thing.
smoke pot, raise your hands.
I smoke it. I
Jesus,
vape
I'm
it.
the only one.
I eat it. I rub it on my body.
Oh,
wow.
Use it in
Sexual.
any way, shape, or
Where do you rub it on your body?
Easy.
Show us on the doll.
Easy.
Now, show me on the doll where you
Wait a
rub
minute.
it.
Where's this doll you keep speaking of?
Seaside Heights style.
Something
Oh,
something
yeah.
tells me it's been touched a lot.
Yeah, I don't even
You know, we
want
use it
to
for when these guys get butt hurt,
know.
and
they have to
you know,
point.
just point on the doll where the INE guys butt hurt you.
Marijuana. We know that from smoking marijuana, the effects of lung function can be disturbed and lead to cancer.
What? Hold on.
Wait, there's-
cancer.
there-
Wait
Cancer.
a minute.
Wait a minute.
Where does marijuana cause cancer?
There's actually
This is
studies
right out of the
done
Ronald
that
Reagan
Yeah,
hand
I
playbook.
was
Oh,
gonna say it's
Hold
gotta
on.
be.
There's studies.
There are.
Hold on,
There
there's studies?
is studies with not.
Talk into that.
There is studies out there in the effects that with lung functioning because there is inflammation that it can lessen the effects.
Yes.
I'm not going to talk about cancer per se, but if you touch on that, there's been plenty of other
There-
things talking about it
there's-
helps not prevent but treat or to stop. What is it? You know.
There's studies
know,
out
come
there
on, any of you guys?
directly about cancer.
I'm like brain dead today, but there is studies that is contradicting what he says. Google it.
Yeah.
Look,
Google that shit.
everybody
Or just
Googles.
go on my
The
feed.
internet doesn't lie, but there has been
What?
studies shown. I have asthma. I have allergies. I smoke, and guess what? I haven't taken anything in a while
Right on.
to relieve it. And my doctor said he
Yes.
didn't think it would help, but we saw an older study that hinted on it,
Mhm.
and we tried it. I've been a month without my medication for that.
You go, mama.
So I
Wow.
say I call shenanigans.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep.
Well, let's hear some more disinformation from our
yeah.
government
In
officials.
some areas, there's a higher rate of psychosis in patients.
Psychosis.
Psychosis.
What?
What?
No.
You know what? Cannabis causes psychosis in people who've never smoked it. I've seen it happen repeatedly over in the course of my lifetime. Just saying. That's the only psychosis I've ever seen
Wow.
from cannabis.
But
Was it laced?
Short-term memory loss and decreased problem
was being-
solving
Yes.
with the long-term use of marijuana. And I think most important is that of the effect it can have on our younger residents of our town. You know, the adolescent brain is not fully functional and fully prepared and fully developed until the mid-20s. So the use by our youths and our teens of marijuana can have a detrimental effect throughout their development and also for their future. We've seen in other states where it has become legalized that the use of marijuana, recreational marijuana, rises in their use and not lower.
Hold up, that's false.
Yeah, that's false as hell. What the? Where's he get
Colorado
this
just had I just
There was
saw
a
a thing that they said that
Yellow
there
Brick
were more
Road.
children. Yeah, I was there last night.
And why? Because it becomes acceptable, almost acceptable at home, it becomes acceptable, an acceptable use, but in fact, it's not. The harm from marijuana at this point, and the health reason, is more than enough reason that this should not be passed and legalized in the state of New Jersey. The earlier the use, the earlier the addiction.
What?
And in other states in which they legalized it, the number of hospital emergency visits have skyrocketed. And we want to
Because of idiots.
Well, I think part of that solution is, and what should be a standard, is educating your children.
Absolutely. 100%. Knowledge is power.
Education.
Like revamping
Educate.
the education system because they don't
It's
like the
in a-
way that they do
supposed to be an
it
adult
is
use
messed
market.
up.
People they're overdosing on edibles, but they're not dying. They're just going into this they're tripping out.
Yeah, they're in an anxiety-ridden state.
They're not dying.
Tortured and twisted.
You
and I
feel
can't
like you
come
might be
down.
dying, but you're not going to die.
No Narcan. You don't need any. No, come on.
No.
Come on.
You
If
need
you
to
just
just
eat a
have
bunch of
somebody
sandwiches,
let
you
you
probably
down.
feel better. Just saying.
Exactly.
Sniff some pepper.
prevent all that.
Oh, sounds
I'm
fun.
going parent.
And
Ooh,
tonight,
more.
with
Let's
the
take it right out of it.
people who have put the bills together saying that they're going to do their best to ensure that our young people are not the target of the marketing campaign, we know that's never true. Simply as you're saying as cigarettes,
What marketing
they're going
campaign?
to aim their ads towards our youth, towards our teens. The packaging of the edibles in other states already look like the different candies that we've seen in the candy store. So we want to prevent that.
Ooh, they're selling.
From
Selling.
a
Wait.
law enforcement standpoint, I'm very concerned about the issue of drug driving.
So we don't have that now. We have people stoned on the road now. Why does this make a difference?
All of a sudden, they're concerned about stoners on the road.
Now they're concerned. Where were you all this time? Jeez, really?
We've been hiding.
The only thing missing from his statements are marijuana causes white women to sleep with black people. That's the only thing that's missing from this conversation.
And the sex oil.
And the sex toy oils and what else? Come on, this is reefer madness. Come on,
Reefer Madness 101.
This is ridiculous already. Come on, man.
Currently, there is no way to be able to carefully and be able to accurately measure the effect or the impairment of marijuana.
You do a roadside test like you've been doing, and if they pass it, you send them on their way.
The thing I have a problem about these drug experts is every one of their findings are subjective. It is not based on any kind of real science.
no
It's
science behind it.
pseudoscience. I think you're high, so therefore I'm going to arrest you and ruin your life because I think you may be high because I've been trained in some cockamamie nonsense to justify some of the crazy spending we're doing on a problem that really doesn't exist. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Wayne passed the test, and he was high as hell.
I passed it. Me too. I passed it, no problem.
Well, I can honestly say I probably passed that stone driver test. I would have to say in my lifetime 30 times or maybe better. Red eyes and all.
I would fail.
Why are your eyes
I would
red?
fail when I fail. You
I
see me. I'm
have
a lady.
some people might.
I lose my speech.
And
I
you
wouldn't be
should-
able to talk. I'd be like,
And you should know that. And you
Yeah.
can't
Exactly. Don't
Yeah.
drive.
Don't
then.
drive
oh,
then.
I won't drive. No.
Right on.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Just because of the political climate here in New Jersey, I do not drive whilst high.
No, I don't either.
Nope.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, me neither.
Winky.
No.
Oh,
No, I really don't.
Oh, and I'd like to make a little correction. It was on hemp CBD is where they did the testing because you can't test on marijuana because it's a federal class.
Right, you can't do any testing. on
So,
it.
but the study was done on CBD.
and they found
extracted
that
from hemp.
there were deviations on
There were-
CBD.
There was
Person. Certain states that have legalized it have given you an artificial number, but in all actuality, those numbers are not accurate because there isn't an accurate way of measuring at this point. Now, I'm old enough, and many of you are old enough, Mary, you've gone through I'm talking to you about Jen and Paul, and the amount of drunk driving arrests and drunk driving incidents we've had over how many years, in my 30 years of experience. They've been horrific crashes.
He's talking about drunk driving now. He's off topic.
What has that got to do with cannabis?
Off topic. Drunk driving is different from stoned driving
Yeah, I mean that's a whole other category.
or high or medicated driving.
If you think about the number of cars in our state, the number of cars that drive through our town, I just can't imagine the effect of a drug driver will have on the safety of our roadway. In other states, we have seen the rise in fatalities by accidents, the rise in accidents related to pedestrians, and the rise in accidents of special needs people who are crossing streets and are also utilizing our roadways. You cannot measure THC like you can alcohol in someone's blood.
Why do you need to measure it? Just look at them. If they can drive, they can drive. If they can pass the test, they can pass the. Like, why do you need to know what's in their blood? What's their level? I wake up in the morning with 12 nanograms in my body.
Yeah, my levels are always
I'm
high.
over the limit when I wake up in the morning,
right.
sober.
So, you know what?
Do this with
I'll
people
tell you
who are
what,
taking
like
pills and-
you did a blood. If you did a blood test on me first thing in the morning,
Fico,
you'd think I was high out of my mind.
Yeah, me too.
The first time I'm medicated is when I get here because I don't drive when I'm stoned.
I won't smoke
Why
and drive. No
regulate
way.
this, though? They're not doing it for people who are on opioids. They're not doing it for people that I've met. All my pill bottles say do not.
Well, I know.
Oh
but
yeah, I
I'm
used to
saying
drive
when I
all around on
drive
opiates.
heavy machinery.
Eyes flipping back.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
That's
I saw
allowed
a woman
though.
the
That's
other day, she was
okay.
nodding off while
Because
driving
once
and
you're
went into
used
the,
to it,
No.
once you've been on it for a certain period of time, then
So
that's
if they're going to do
allowed.
it for marijuana, they need to do it for all because they're making profits off of.
Why do we have to carry around cards that say that we got this particular medication when these people are taking fentanyl. Why can't they have cards too? Why can't each medication have a card?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Actually,
I mean, think about it. Wouldn't you rather know if someone's on fentanyl or some other kind of narcotic
I'm
pain
fine by
medication?
that, but you know why?
Driving?
Because I don't take any other medications anymore.
Neither.
Have you guys
Yeah,
renewed your
right.
driver's license? I just did it, and there's a new thing on there where you have to mark down your medication if you're taking certain medication, and if any of them were due to psychological and everything else. So
Oh,
there-
yeah.
it's
I
on your
heard about
DMV yeah,
that.
it's on
I
your
heard
DMV
about the
record right now.
psychological
Isn't that
thing.
like
so
a
when you
HIPAA
renew
thing?
it, it states on there that you have to answer it.
What
You're on the air.
a bunch of babies.
Huh?
I don't smoke and drive. I don't smoke and drive. Oh my God. I'm driving right now about 70 fucking 5 miles.
Hey, watch your mouth.
Officer Obi will yell at us again, man.
Watch your mouth.
You're live.
Family show.
Yeah, we got kids here somewhere.
I was gonna say
Here I is.
where?
Hey, who's the bigger commie?
You.
Nah.
It ain't what you think it is.
Wow. That's great.
It's not possible at this point. That's because it's not metabolized the same way in alcohol. And it concerns me greatly that we're moving into an area of legalizing a drug when we still don't have a way in which to measure impairment. It concerns me a great deal. Because I don't want to go to someone's family and say, I'm sorry, someone's not coming home, but I don't have a reason to be able to say, I can help you further. And at this point, that can happen.
Because
Can,
because of marijuana.
Could, would, and should are three
and
different
does
words.
still happen. It happens
And what about the
anyway.
black market? And they say the black market will go away because there will no longer be sales, because it'll be legalized and you'll be able to, it'll be regulated and it'll be accessible. But we all know that's not the case.
That's
In
baloney.
Colorado, California, Washington, the other states, the black market continues to thrive and will continue to thrive. Some states that border the state of Colorado are suing Colorado because it's being smuggled out.
Prove it.
That's not true.
And did
Prove it.
Colorado prove
Kansas
that they were more
is-
Some
successful-
states?
No, they were more successful.
What
less
states?
Crime and
Which
unemployment.
ones?
Nebraska,
Kansas.
and
Kansas.
Kansas, and
Kansas.
Are they?
No, the suit's
Yeah.
it's done. It's done.
It got dropped.
got dropped.
It got
So-
booted.
Yep.
But it's
It
still
was
This is
BS.
out of the Sam
Yeah.
playbook. They're just throwing propaganda out there. Whatever sticks, let it stick.
Has he said
So
anything?
what is
It's
Fear
their
the fear.
so what's their agenda?
what can they get
Their
the
agenda
masses
is
to believe?
Not in my town.
Yeah, not in my town.
That's their agenda. Not in my town.
We just
Not
want
my
white people
own
here in our
backyard.
town. Just
But it-
whitey.
but
Whitey
it-
only.
But
Not
it's
my own
okay if
backyard.
we have got several strip clubs, numerous liquor licenses, selling tobacco all over the place. People are peddling fentanyl and
That's okay.
narcotic painkillers in every single pharmacy in your town.
That's
Yet,
okay.
But machine guns.
That's
oh yeah, and you got a
okay.
nutcase who's the manager of a bar with a damn AK-47 and an assault jacket thing and a
And
helmet.
what's wrong with that?
Well, I don't know if you're having sex, it sounds cool, but
That guy with
yeah,
the
if you're
machine gun.
kinky, you know.
Give him some
I don't know.
marijuana.
I am a terrorist. Ooh, I'm so frightened.
Give him some marijuana, please.
No marijuana for anyone. It is cannabis for
The
all
guy
of
with the
us.
gun, get him stoned quick.
And they're tired of having their jails and their prisons filled with people that are coming into Colorado and taking it out. So I worry about those things. I worry
Yeah, because
about
Colorado borders New Jersey. Come on.
stores and
You know,
towns.
those sneaky
it's
stoners.
So, it's so fucking close.
Well, we can't be trusted. We can't even pump our own gas.
He didn't mean that.
Eric, you
That's not what
should
I
have
meant.
been
That
there.
is not what I meant.
No.
And I worry about the other locations that will not be able to regulate properly and they'll be able to sell to our children. And let's keep this in mind. As of now, it is still a prohibited drug, illegal by the federal government. It's a Schedule I drug. So it remains illegal. It's not regulated by the FDA. There are no rules that cover it.
There are no rules that cover.
Oh, there's plenty.
Well,
There's
you
lots of
know,
rules.
I mean, it's not protected by the FDA. Don't forget that.
Well, he's got plenty of rules, and
lefty.
it's called the revenue stream for that township.
Right?
That's exactly what they're talking
It's
about.
called money, money, money.
Wow.
Money.
80-year-old money.
Nationwide, and each state is left to its own report. So
Yeah,
I
old
don't
money.
want to take a lot
Where's-
of their time today. But
Bingo.
I ask you to take this, all the information I provided,
And we're from
That's
the
it.
land of the old money, so we know.
You say old money, but you need to look at where that,
That
old money
sounds
is
like
invested.
everything I hear.
Yeah,
online.
but
Hey, look,
at
and what
the end of
what
the day,
what cannabis legalization is going to do?
You gotta get
but think
Rudolph
about
on there.
old money.
Rudolph
Come
the
on,
Red Nose.
Norcross, really? Old money. Come on, you're from Camden County. You know better. We all know what makes this world run
Thank you so
go
much.
round.
So what makes that special? Because that's what we hear all day long.
I'm special.
Online.
What?
What he posted. What? How does that wrap around the guy? I want to get back to the strip club who had the gun and obviously was smoking marijuana to start this. How did that translate to
We're
Jersey?
just sort of putting fuel to the fire a little bit, but I mean, like that had happened earlier in the day around 4:00.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this took place approximately
2
around
hours
7:30
3
or
hours
so.
later.
Using it as a jumping point.
Well, he didn't
Yeah,
even mention it.
exactly.
It was
It was
just
just something
Lefty
to
brought
put
it up as
together.
like, Jesus, this police chief who just had some maniac running around in the town. It takes the time out to come and talk about the
Okay, so it's
disparaging fucking effects
unrelated.
of cannabis. Cut me a break. Sorry. Oh, excuse me. This kills me.
I didn't hear a bad word.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's right. I said fuck with a PH.
Yeah.
See?
You're not supposed to say that.
Here, watch this.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like Charlie Manson, for Christ's sake.
You're a Charlie Manson
That's
fan.
awesome.
What's wrong with you?
Charlie, show us on the doll with the drunk
Oh,
guy
wait,
hurt
wait,
you,
wait,
Charlie.
wait, wait. Should I show Charlie Manson my Elton John shirt? That way. Let's see how much
Go back
of
to
that,
where you came from.
you know.
Oh, go back where you came from.
I go,
You guys are intruders
praise
here on our
Charlie
little
Manson and
on our
Elton
little
John. There
hamlet.
you go.
This is great. This is great stuff.
And we don't have my other one.
Classic INE trolling.
You got something to say?
Say it.
Long hair.
Say
You, you look like Charlie Manson, for Christ's sake.
Yo, my people backed off a lot faster. Oh, I got
This is crazy. And there's more,
She's got a
folks.
fucking blowtorch
This was an
over there, yo.
amazing council meeting.
I'm sorry I missed it, but
Just for that
it's
sample alone.
September 11th is an important day, and it's a day of other things to be remembered, and I had
Yeah, but
to
this
be taking
this
care
was
of those things.
this was last night, I think.
No,
No, it was on
no,
Tuesday.
it
You're
was
right.
Tuesday. It
You're
was
right.
September 11th, so I
right.
couldn't be there. I mean, I had to do my duties with the Legion. I get to lead
Well, just
the-
prior to going to this meeting, I
the
went
Pledge
to a
of
9/11
Allegiance.
thing.
I get to lead the Pledge of Allegiance. So I mean, hey, I didn't know I got
Right
to do
on.
that. So that's pretty cool. You know, I'm happy about that. Go, man. What happened?
What happened?
What did I miss?
What I
yo?
miss here?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, wait.
okay.
I think that guy's got something to say to you on
You'll
there.
catch me up later, huh?
Oh, it's nothing that good.
I think it's over here.
No, it was work stuff.
Aren't you?
Evaluate the situation.
You don't have to answer that. You don't have to answer that.
No, you don't have to answer me.
That's right, we don't.
No.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
He said go back to Colorado.
Go back to Colorado. Is that what he said?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Why would you say something like that? It's
Because I
hurtful.
felt like saying
That's hurtful.
to you, it's hurtful.
It is
To me,
hurtful.
it's not.
To you, it's hurtful. To me, it's not hurtful. But to you, yeah, it's hurtful.
Actually, I wasn't even speaking to you. I was speaking to somebody else.
I smell alcohol. I smell alcohol.
You have no idea
the
effects of
I smell alcohol.
know what you're talking about.
I smell
Why don't you get the
alcohol.
hell out of here?
I actually smell alcohol. When you
No
guys
idea what you're
are you drunk? When are you guys drunk? I smell
Get the
drink.
hell out of
He's
here.
trolling you
I
guys. He's trolling you guys. He's just trolling you guys.
Why don't you make me?
lot of aggravated.
Old fart. Go take some Geritol, you old fart.
You really said at a county meeting, old fart.
I said, go take some Geritol, you old
Okay,
fart.
but how does that help? Like, I'm sorry, but how
Hurtful.
does that kind of like help us? Like, I get you were being hurtful, but like, did that change the guy's mind or just piss him off more?
I don't think any.
No, he changed my mind.
He changed my mind about Sayreville.
About
They don't like
being
outsiders in
a
Sayreville.
good
Wow.
town,
Like,
bad
it's like
town.
Dukes of Hazzard. No, you're not going to
But
talk
they
about
didn't give me
me.
any
The
problems.
boss- you're not
They
gonna
didn't
give me
give me-
parting
when I-
shots.
When I was at the concert, they did not give me any problems. When
Yeah.
I said to the dude, I was like,
Boss Hog
he's
called
like,
you
oh, you got to
Charlie
go all
Manson.
the way to the other side because that's where the smoking section is. And I was like, but this is the ADA exit. And you're telling me now I have to go down the ramp and I have to walk all the way around the building to go over to the smoking section. Are you kidding me?
Wait, what's
And
the
then
matter?
I had to.
You don't walk so good?
No, I run.
Like-
I run 3 miles every single day. You know that.
Right.
You know my PT schedule. What's wrong with you? Come on
Right,
now.
yeah.
But
They were
Hold
gonna
on.
marry you.
like I was like, really? I had to go all the way. And the dude, like, he was like, oh, hold on, wait a second. And then he went and he came back and he was like, oh, okay, you can stand right here. And literally, I was right outside the door and he told the other security guy, he's like, I'm letting her smoke out here. And that's it. Nobody else.
That's it.
And he let me out.
No wreck.
That's
I
that.
was smoking right there. I
That's
had
that
my,
then.
I only had my vape with me because I didn't take the bowl inside with me. But I mean, I was vaping right there with no problems. And nobody said a damn word to me. So, I mean, that was in Sayreville.
Sayreville.
That was last Friday.
Starland Ballroom.
Exactly. That's exactly where it was. So,
All
and
right,
that
well-
was just by saying something to the security boss because I didn't want to walk all the
my
way
method
around.
works.
Tony, you're on the air.
So,
Tony.
Hello.
Hi, Tony.
Hey, what's happening?
You
How's
called up?
the Trenton crew?
What's up, man?
Did you like Sayreville?
Yeah, it was a good one.
That was a good one.
It was a good one.
You guys are saying, what's the Chiefs' agenda? And I can probably explain it in a couple of words. Racketeering for organized crime.
Oh, nice one.
boom.
Wow. Yeah, they're really good at
Mic
at
drop.
extorting sick and dying people here.
Heck yeah.
It's either racketeering for organized crime because he's parroting big pharma quotes, or he's too stupid to hold the job.
I go for the
Which one is it?
I'd go for both, man. Why not go for broke?
Well, he doesn't have to
Okay.
because of the first one.
There's no in between.
You know.
Either
What?
either
I
he's spreading lies for money, or he's too dumb to know.
Yeah. How do you spread lies like that? Come on, man.
Because some people
It's
don't
easy to do
care.
because you can't study
They
it
have
because
no
it's
conscience.
a federally class drug.
Exactly.
So therefore,
The
it's
bigger
not,
the
it's not a
lie, the longer
it's
you
based
tell
on
it,
opinion.
the more the people will believe it.
My question to the
Exactly.
chief. This
You
is
gotta
my
get the
question. This is my
masses.
question to the chief. Would he support if his officers took cannabis under a doctor's recommendation?
Nope.
Would he support that?
Nope.
No, I don't think. I think he's paid to say no.
Yeah, he is paid to say. Well, I want that answer. That's the answer I want
just
from that guy.
paid to say
no. I think he has to legally say no by union, right?
He
Or
can't.
he's not allowed to comment either.
He's got a lot of
way.
things to say. So hey,
Well,
come on.
even if he
comment
wanted
either
to
way.
have his officers do that, he could not by their contract say a damn thing about any medication, any changes to their contract, none of that stuff. None of the police officers
But if
can.
they had,
They'd lose
if
their
they
jobs
popped-
immediately.
Yeah, so say if they
Yeah.
problem with the drug test, they're done.
Well, they would. Well, basically, if they tried to advocate for themselves, they would lose their jobs
That's right.
as per their contracts they signed. It's a universal thing. That's why they need people like us who will speak for them to do this stuff. Sorry, I'm on my.
Was
Yes, because as a police officer in America, it's more dangerous to advocate for cannabis than it is to kill an innocent unarmed child.
Well said.
Wow.
Wow.
Well said.
Wow. Say that again.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Say that again.
Say that again, dude.
As a police officer in America, it is more dangerous to your job to advocate for cannabis for your own personal health than it is to shoot an unarmed citizen. Period. Full stop.
Drop the mic.
Bam.
Prove me wrong.
Wow.
Whoa. I mean, hey, the Kansas proves you right there. Because they don't care that they hurt my
Hey,
kid.
did you hear what he said?
They just want to
It was
prove
in the
that.
papers that town beat a kid senseless. So you're driving through there is to just say yes, no, and leave.
In what town? Give him the mic. What town is this?
In Sayreville.
In Sayreville. What happened?
Sayreville.
Some 19-year-old kid or something. It was in the papers a long time ago. Must have gave the cops a lip, and they beat the hell out of him. They broke his arm, and they hit him with resisting arrest and stuff. And you don't go through that town. You just say, "Here's my license, yes sir, no sir," and that's it.
That's saying something.
Oh,
Someone who's listening.
so that's That's an ISIS-held territory then.
ISIS.
Wow.
Domestic terrorism.
Domestic terrorism at its best.
At least they didn't finger his asshole on the side of the road.
Oh, he messed up and wearing the gloves.
Oh,
right.
No gloves.
No
Gotcha.
glove, no love.
Well, the kid
The
ran away
love
with the
glove.
gloves.
Mhm.
The kid ran away with the gloves.
Do
What are you
they
supposed
have
to
that
do
at the
about
business
that?
next door to your establishment, Eric? The love glove?
I have no idea.
Oh, come on.
Why don't you go next door and do a little scouting for us?
I will. I'm going to see if they got sex all.
Went from serious to funny. See, it lightened the
Sorry,
mood.
Tony. I'll shut up, man.
No, you're good.
He's laughing.
Good all day.
It's
Hey,
messed up.
can I say a quick piece on Eric's broken
No.
car?
Everyone who loves Tony, raise your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arlo Glass,
I'm
baby.
at
Arlo
Arlo
Glass.
glass. I'm wearing my Arlo glass
I've
right
only
now.
met Tony once.
Oh,
I met him at my
Wait,
shop,
He's the
believe it or
best.
not.
Oh my
where's the
gosh,
store?
what a
I've never-
memorable
I
day
like
that must have
glass.
been. What's this do? How much this cost? Hey, how do you take it apart?
I'll tell you a story off air, actually.
What was that?
So he owns a glass?
Yeah, he makes these.
So he did blown glass or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Wait,
Yeah, I want to
He's
get one
got-
of them for my
I need
daughter.
one
Mad
too,
oral skills
yeah.
with glass.
I need
Tony,
one too.
send me your list.
Yeah, hook
Yeah,
us
me
up.
too.
I
Hello.
contacted you via private message, and you're like, "Yeah, I know my website's not up. I'll get you a list or something." And I'm like, waiting.
Still waiting.
How do I get a necklace?
Still waiting. Hashtag still
Wait,
waiting.
So does he
Yep.
also make things other type of blown glass?
What's
Well, we could have asked him, but he
yeah.
got hung up on.
Well, yeah.
I mean, paraphernalia, obviously. I mean, we have our card, so it's all good.
Well, one of the things he does do is he'll take, if you cremate your animal,
Or
He-
a
I saw
person.
that.
yeah,
I
and
saw
he
that.
will,
This is-
he will
wait.
incorporate
He
their
turns it
remains
into
in
the
it.
glass.
I have about 8 dead bodies under my bed in ashes. I recently
Well,
discovered this,
there's-
that they're in a shoebox.
Well,
So
he'll
that would be
make
like really
small one. You know, I
Yeah.
don't think he'd be able to fit all that stuff in.
I know.
But he can
Yeah,
make
do
individual
like a-
ones. If
You
ever
do
done
like
it.
a little
Yeah,
piece. I don't think you
it's a
put
little-
the
Yeah,
whole
little
Yeah.
piece.
Oh no.
I-
Could you imagine wearing that around your neck?
Like
Hey,
the whole
what's that?
thing.
It's my mom.
Yeah, right.
I'm not trying to be
She was a
callous,
big
I'm sorry.
woman.
No, I mean, yeah.
The little woman.
She keeps me sane and sober.
I can't right now. I got nothing.
At least
What?
you're laughing.
Oh boy.
What?
At least
What's
you're
wrong?
laughing.
Yeah. What do you got something to say?
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Oh, you just said you had nothing.
I got nothing.
You know,
Oh.
the one thing about the Sayreville meeting or council meeting was that one guy, he spoke before you, I think, right before you. Man, he was just spitting out vitriol, man. Like, he had this hate for this cannabis thing. I don't think he even understood it. Where is he? There he is in the blue shirt behind
This
him.
guy here. This is the best guy ever. Listen to what he says.
You look like Charlie Manson, for Christ's sakes.
Why does he got to go and like insult you?
Why did he invoke that name?
What does that have to do with
They all
anything?
do. They all like that name.
So they're biased on your looks.
Well, prejudice at its best.
These
That's
are
what
Nixon
they're-
voters. These are people that voted for Nixon. Okay. All right. Just look where they're coming from.
No, actually, I think they voted for Andrew Jackson, but
That's hurtful.
he was not a prohibitionist.
Don't hurt the old farts.
Wow.
What year is it?
1918.
That's what I was wondering.
Sure. Sure, Terry. Thank you.
Is the sandwiches coming, or am I going?
Hey, wait, where's
He's
Wayne?
on his way.
Is he on his way?
Yeah.
He's lost.
Yeah, I spoke to him earlier.
Wayne's coming with sandwiches. All right. All right.
Yep.
Wait, Wayne?
He was
bringing food from his
podcasting.
I
and-
hope so.
This is the best thing ever.
When
I come for some
isn't
Sandies.
Wayne
Here,
podcasting?
check this out, guys.
Colleagues, up front, let me say that I'm in favor of your resolution and I'm not in favor of recreational marijuana. Okay? Now, my president is a job creator, 300,000 in February. If this is such a great job creator, why wasn't he on board for recreational marijuana? Think about that question. I do believe the answer is
I don't want to go to prison.
it's a federal crime, period. Federal crime to smoke marijuana without a prescription. I have a question for Mr. Horniak. Had you ever heard of Charles Manson and his Merry Maid of Mayhem?
I'm the Merry Maid.
There's a classic example of what happens with a little too much marijuana.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wait a minute. Back that up.
Wait, this was like for.
And I thought they were doing LSD and acid.
This guy's like
and-
serious.
Like, wait a minute, I didn't know they were smoking weed. Like, what the hell
Just
kind
weed,
of weed
that's
were
it.
they smoking?
It was laced with something good.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm saying. Like, hello. Because if weed makes you do all that shit, like we're in trouble.
Yep.
Job creator, why wasn't he on board for recreational marijuana? Think about that question. I do believe the answer is
Because he gets kicked back
It's a
from
federal
the black
crime.
market.
period. Federal crime to smoke marijuana without a prescription.
It feels like
I have
deja
a
vu.
question
Yeah.
Well,
federal
Mr.
government.
Horniak.
it's a federal crime with a prescription.
Have you ever heard
Yeah, actually.
of
Alcohol
Charles
was in the same
Manson
spot. This is
and
days
his
ago.
Merry Maid of Mayhem? There's a classic example of what happens.
This sounds like the beginning of like some like heavy metal song.
That's Jerry
Right? I'm waiting for it to start, like some sort of. Yeah, right. I'm waiting for it. Where's
Like Rob
where's
Zombie
the
should be like
beat?
directing something to this guy's
Wait a
prelude.
minute. What? I think Alice Cooper or no, somebody was in like Philly or something last night. No,
No,
not
Alice
him.
Cooper.
Ozzy.
Ozzy.
Yeah. Dan was looking for somebody to go with him. You should have hooked up with him. Vet tickets, man.
marijuana. I do believe the answer is it's a federal crime.
Yeah.
And
It's a federal crime even if you do have a
Yeah,
prescription.
I have a
point.
prescription.
Your point would be.
Doesn't matter.
Have you ever heard of Charles Manson and his Merry Maid of Mayhem? There's a classic example of what happens with a little too much marijuana.
Cue music.
All right, even so did you guys see that Jimmy Buffett is coming out with a brand of cannabis products?
Good for him.
Yeah. Killer
Yeah,
weed. I get it.
like,
Right.
you
Killer
know-
weed. All they got is that killer weed, that Manson family.
Manson killer weed from
Yeah.
I'm surprised there's
Oh, look
not
at
a strain
LSD.
called Manson.
Right.
It's so killer. We called it Manson.
Yeah, it says they were on.
Y'all are
LSD.
smoking that Manson devil lettuce.
Right, yeah.
What's that one
Dad,
called? That's one Jeffrey
They-
Dahmer.
Okay,
Make you eat a lot.
It's so funny that he's saying that
Brainiac,
Manson
yeah.
was all about weed,
Yeah,
and this
they're
says that it was
Charles
LSD,
Manson.
that they were on LSD.
No marijuana.
What you smoking? A Manson Dahmer?
Maybe do crazy things.
It's just a sativa leaning.
But
This Manson Dahmer
Oh,
kicks your ass
yeah.
and kills me, man. Kills me.
It tasted so yummy.
But he told me to.
But he hurt me feeling
Married me.
so bad.
It hurt my
Marijuana.
feelings.
He said he wouldn't be my friend if
Called me an old
Yeah.
fart.
He doesn't
You know
have
what?
he has
You should
nothing
send that
recent
little
to
snippet
use
of
as an
video to
example.
Ron
Hold on.
Rice. Swear to God.
Hold on. One at a time.
Sorry. I said you should take that little snippet of video and send it to Senator Ron Rice and see if he'd do an op-ed piece on it. That would be cool.
That would be
I
amazing.
bet he would, though. I
That'd
mean,
be, yeah.
he would be because he would refute some of the things the guy's saying. I think Senator Rice is maybe learning a little, kind of.
He's coming around.
Well, we are educating him one phone call at a time.
he's got to get down with fair employment, though. If we can push him over the line with fair employment, then we'll have him more in the way, and then we'll
Moose
have.
knuckle.
We will have.
So she's talking. You're looking up what?
Wait, what's happening? Explain yourself.
I'm talking about fair employment, and he's talking about moose knuckle.
That's exactly what's
Ed
going
Fortune,
on.
He called you a moose knuckle.
Ed Fortune sent me something horrible. Horrible.
Okay. Since it's let it
Eric, dude, you have to see this.
go. Wait a minute. We don't get to see it. No fair.
All right, Tracy. All right. I want you to describe this.
Right.
I want you. All right. This is what the kind of stuff he sends me. I want you to describe what you see
Yeah,
here.
blow that up if you could.
All right. Can I blow it up? How do you do that?
Yeah. Whoa.
I don't think I can describe that on air.
Oh, there it is. Camel toe.
Yeah, it takes shape.
It's an elephant trick.
Yes.
It's like when elephants suck their
exactly
into their mouth when they're drinking, and then they spit out the water.
That's the only way to do it.
Wait,
There's some things you just can't unsee.
What did you just see, Tracy? What was that?
It looked like a
Not something anybody wanted to see.
It looks like a shaven woman.
That's hot
who
right there.
All of a sudden, yeah.
That's
like,
really
look
hot.
at-
It goes
look
from
at how she
it goes
looks
from really hot.
And then
Wait,
all
what
of
happened?
a
I'm gonna do this
sudden-
in slow mo. What's going on here? I'm confused.
No,
Wait a minute. Wait. Is this super special effects? No. Oh my God! Really?
No, the band.
Oh.
No,
It looks real.
Oh.
Isn't that the balls?
Yes.
Oh.
That is it, and they tuck it
Wait a
up
minute.
and in.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
They look off
Oh.
very beginning.
Oh, he made a sandwich.
It looked very puffy. Yeah, like they were suction
He
cupping
made
it.
a.
So he made it look
Oh.
like.
All right, so
He put the hot dog on the buns.
All right, so envision
That-
the elephant, and it sucks the water up and puts its snout into its mouth, and then just releases it.
Oh my
That's
God,
what we
Ed
call it.
Fortune. Really?
That was not necessary.
He did. He made it look nice. At
And you know
first.
what? You're just as bad as him for sharing it.
Pay it forward.
Yeah.
I made him do it. I was so not expecting.
We were
Ed.
gonna get left out. What?
Right on, Ed. We love you,
You
dude.
think the
Send
girls
more.
can't take it?
I was waiting for like a
wrong with you?
scary woman to pop out, but it was scary.
I
It was not a woman.
Whoever
I
that
cannot
dude
let us
was,
see
you
it.
look like a hot chick.
It
At
went from a
first.
hot
Well,
chick
no,
to
that
really, she
was
well,
a
whatever. It looked really, really.
that person's a trans
smoking.
person.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It looks smoking.
Yeah, it did look smoking.
Nice
at the
boobies.
First, exactly. Like I
And
was
then
gonna
Nice
say,
smooth
like
knuckle.
everything looked nice.
Nice penis. I don't know.
Oh.
Whoa!
Surprise!
Whoa!
Wait,
I don't
wait.
think you
Are
sell
you
it
sure
long
it's a
enough.
man? Are you sure it's a man? Some
Oh,
women have extended.
I don't know. I have
I've
never
seen
seen.
that.
No,
Who
no,
knows? I
that,
don't know.
that popped out pretty damn far. So
yeah, I
I'm not
think
thinking
that was,
that was
Definitely an Audi, not an innie, dude.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
know.
I'm
just
going
trying
with that
to-
whole that was an Audi,
Wow.
not an innie.
That was shocking. Thanks, Ed Fortune.
Yeah,
Ruining my day.
Wow.
you're ruining your
I
day.
think that's fun. He thinks
I
that's
just
funny.
got more
It's so re-
PTSD.
ha,
Ed.
ha,
Oh my god,
ha.
that's what I was just thinking. It's
Right?
replaying in my
I'm
head.
shocked. That was a shocking
Thanks,
display.
Ed. We love you too.
Wow.
Now I like every time I close my
That's a
eyes,
good way
like
to
I
wake up.
blink and that's all I see.
That's like a good alarm.
Holy
See that and you're
shit,
up
right?
the rest of the day.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
You do have to set that as an alarm. Like
So as a man, if you were intrigued by that, how would that make you feel?
Let's ask
happy,
Ed.
I'm sure.
Yeah, let's find out. Let's find
if
out.
they were intrigued by it.
Don't
yeah,
poke
it's
your.
like,
Don't shoot your eye out, kid.
Done.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what I was
That's
gonna
what I'm
say,
saying.
don't
Like, would you feel
shoot your
well off
eye
at that
out.
point? Because you got
You'll
happy
shoot
over
your
that.
eye out. You'll shoot your eye out.
yeah,
You know what? You need
That's
one of
what
those
I'm saying,
little
like, girls, we
fucking
wouldn't care. We'd
one of
just
those
be
little
like, all right,
hat
but guys,
things,
would you
man.
anyway?
You'd be perfect
You
for that.
shoot
Right,
your
yeah, like
eye
it's not what I signed up for.
All right, so there we go.
I didn't sign up for this.
Right. Well,
When I was a kid, I
mean,
ate
listen,
some
to each his
BBs,
own. Like
and
whatever floats your boat.
Exactly.
was-
I mean, if it
But
makes
as a
them
straight
happy,
male, if
then
you
more
saw
power
that,
to
you
them.
got aroused by it, and then that happened. Would you instantly be like, I don't even know how to describe it because I'm not a man.
I mean,
but how
if
would-
it makes
mean,
them
as a
happy,
woman,
then
I just
more
feel
power
like,
to
oh,
them.
okay. But
Like,
I know men
exactly.
that would be like, whoa, no.
Am I repulsed by
Yeah,
that?
right.
Not particularly. Do I
Yeah.
see the
Right.
humor in it? Absolutely. If that's
Yeah.
always one, no.
No,
Right, that could be my
absolutely.
friend. Not at
It's
all.
Like I said, like whatever,
Right.
whatever
well,
floats your
you
boat.
asked
Yeah.
for
Sign up
a
for it.
reaction, and I don't know if it was titillating or not. I found it to be quite funny. And brave of that person, I guess, to do that in
It
some
is
strange
very brave
frickin'
of
way.
them. Yeah. I mean, I give them mad
More power
credit
to
for
'em.
do it and for doing it. That
Her.
you
Oh,
are
yeah, I wasn't-
absolutely.
Yeah, man.
You're
I wasn't
absolutely
referring to the other
100%.
person, I just meant you
Wow.
inside as a straight male, how that would make you feel.
It made me
Someone-
feel.
your-
It
your
it
friend
made me
tricked
feel
you. Not
feel
the fact you
feel.
see it, but the fact that your friend sent you something they thought you know.
It
got-
made
got
me
weed.
feel naughty.
There you
Ooh,
go. Naughty.
amorously naughty. I don't know,
I'm still
man.
trying to figure out how they got it all where it was.
Well, I think
Because like you said, that wasn't
when you go
small.
home,
I can't test that. I don't have
play.
it.
Well, no, but you can experiment with someone you may know. It is quite easy to
So
do
you want me to
that.
find a male friend who will
Tuck.
let themselves go enough where they can sway their hips around without it coming out, which means it had to be really tucked somewhere good. No man I know is going to do that.
You could ask. If you don't ask, you'll never know,
Right,
right?
that's true.
Hey,
If you
Aaron.
don't ask, you'll never know.
Well, why don't you test it out?
You want me to?
Well,
you want me to talk like that?
I can't do that. I would be breaking the law.
How is that
Asking
If I was
if
to
you
do
would
that
talk
here,
like
man.
that and be able to, like,
I mean, because she was swaying her hips pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it
know.
wasn't coming out until
Yeah.
she wanted it to. She was like pop like a ping pong ball.
Exactly, that's true. Like she wanted that.
Hey, look,
to
there goes
come out
that
there,
Barini's
yeah.
van again.
Oh.
Ooh, is it full of food this time?
Is it
'Cause
lunch?
The last
I'm
time I
pretty
was
sure
here,
it's
it was
full of
empty.
Barini's.
The last
That's
time I
what
was
I
here, it had
One of 'em.
Barini's but no food.
Nah, I don't know.
The back of his van.
He did mention sandwiches.
Last time, like I said, it had Barini's. But
Sandwiches are
it
good.
had a Barini in it, but no food. So.
Oh, you just
Yeah.
watched it?
That was like a
What's
tease.
discouraging?
Right? I mean, come on now.
And I like really needed food that day, and I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna bring sandwiches. I'm good. But there were none. Not that I'm not grateful when he has them, but
Oh God, yeah.
I look forward to his
Absolutely.
food's delicious.
Yeah, right? That's what I was telling my mom. It was like the best chicken masala I've ever had in my life. So freaking good.
Too busy running my mouth.
I think we were too busy all running our mouths. I love
Yeah,
your
there
shirt,
was-
Daniel.
I was
That's
shocked you guys wanted me to come
that's
back.
freaking
You
awesome.
guys can come back.
I think, once you came once, you came with Eric. So
I was just like, oh, I'll work.
You're just
I'll work. He goes,
kinda-
are you coming? I'm like, oh, I'm allowed to come back. All right, I'll come back.
Allowed.
I'm allowed.
It's not my choice.
Normally they say don't come back. You
I'm a
talk
guest.
too much.
you're our favorite guest.
I'm a guest. I just never left.
I'm getting one of those.
Came one day and just went
Your
to go away.
recording has reached the maximum length.
Oh, are we
To
doing that?
replay your message, press 1. To read and re-record your message, press 3. For delivery.
At least I got my
At least
whole
I can do.
came one day and didn't go away. On the
This is John
recording.
Doe calling on a recorded line.
Right now, just
We don't
if
wanna
anyone
touch
sees
it.
me
There's no
wincing,
promises
I'm
to your credit
I'm
card.
experiencing something that's kind of unique to multiple sclerosis. It's called the MS hug.
Uh-huh.
I'm getting
around your
muscle
chest.
spasms
Yeah.
that run around the circumference of my
yeah.
chest and back. Wow. So it feels like if you see me squirming, I am in an inordinate amount of discomfort. Please, it's nothing to be alarmed about. It's pretty normal. But this is what it's like to have MS.
just
I wasn't
gotta
doing. I was
breathe
sitting here. I wasn't doing anything.
Oh,
wasn't
what,
strained-
what would they say? Take a pill.
Well, yeah.
That's
Go
normally what they
quick.
would say,
Go
yeah,
take some muscle
go ahead.
relaxers.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take some opiates.
Be a zombie.
It's like
relaxers and go lay
ED.
down. Take muscle relaxer and lay down.
No,
Go get some
take a
meds.
muscle relaxer and go drive.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah,
true.
but-
there you go.
You don't need a card to do that, do you? You don't need to have a
No,
card with your
no.
name on it and a way that they can track what you're doing, where you live, and how much
you,
money you
and
spend.
you know
And if
what?
you
You
get
can
pulled
take
over,
as
you won't get
many.
arrested.
You can take as many pills as you want, and it's okay.
Well, it's okay by them, but it sort of screwed my life up and almost killed me on more than one occasion.
Yeah, well, but it's legal.
Well,
it
death
is
is legal. I get you, man. Now it's sinking in.
Exactly. So I said something about how they.
Yeah, but didn't they tell us in school that cannabis was deadly?
Oh hell yeah,
For
man.
munchies.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, they did.
Yeah, they told us that this is stuff that'll make
Don't
us
you
into
dare do
heroin
it.
addicts and
Don't you dare! It's
gateway
a gateway drug.
But
Yep.
geez, you know
Well,
what? When
we
I really
grew up
think
the
about it,
same.
you know what my gateway drug was? A prescription pad.
You know what
That
my
was my
gateway
gateway
drug
drug.
was?
Prior to that, it was I didn't have one.
My gateway drug was somebody telling me it was a gateway drug.
Yeah, tell me not to do something and watch me.
I mean, unfortunately, that's kind of how I always lived my life.
And
Like,
it's
they-
great seeing these states using marijuana to get people off of opioids and other medications without having the
I like it.
symptoms.
I like it.
I watched my girlfriend several times go through that withdrawal.
Kicking.
And HB
Yes.
1552,
Kicking ain't no
that's a
joke.
major big deal for our veterans.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's going to allow them the access to.
But yeah, it's a gateway drug to get you off drugs. Go figure.
Yeah, like, I mean, this one's actually backed by our Veterans Administration, and then everybody else under the sun
Again,
is back in the
yep.
HB 1552. So it's about to be voted on. It already passed overwhelmingly, like 86-1. So they're expecting it to not have any problems at the final vote, and that will then allow our VA system to start prescribing the medication when they're in-house in
Now,
the
I-
facility.
If every state makes it somewhat legal, medication for people who are coming off of,
We're
if
still
they
going
make
to
it
come
simple-
down to rescheduling.
Well, no, So if every state makes it at some form legal, it doesn't overturn that for that.
No,
They can still
no,
fight it. Well,
no,
nah, it's never
no.
gonna
I mean,
happen.
because the states can reschedule it all they want. At the end of the day, the federal government comes before the state. So
Yeah, but if every state that's the people in
only
our
thing
federal
that
government
saves
was
you.
formed for the people, we are the ones who started. I mean, that was the whole idea.
Honey, where you been?
Well, no, I know that's what it is. I'm being sarcastic. Like that's obviously people need to wake up because it's not just this issue; it's a lot of them.
It really is. I mean,
Well,
something like I was telling Lefty when
As
I
the
got
guys don't
here,
eat and
like
drink.
my father does not. He's not a complainer. He like for him to say anything at all, it had to really get underneath his skin. And last night, the fact that there were only 2 elevators leaving the Wells Fargo Center from the balcony suite level, only 2. Now the whole balcony suite, I think there were something like 20 balcony suites. That whole level, there were 2 elevators. We waited 25 minutes for an elevator. Now, if there had been a fire or an emergency, we would have been effed. Like, because I would have made my dad get my kid out of there. And he wouldn't have wanted to leave me. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't have let him take me to Austin. So, and
There's your food.
That's just the reality of the game. And he was like, you know what, you got to say something about that. He's like, you got please say something about it on your podcast. He's like, because they're in the middle of reconstructing this building. Since they're in the middle of reconstructing this building, why can't they add another elevator or make one specifically for just transporting the disabled? Because that was the biggest problem is every time the elevator came up, it was full of people that didn't need to be in it. They could have taken the damn stairs. Maybe some of them needed to be in it because I don't know everybody's background.
Right.
But they weren't people in wheelchairs. They weren't on canes. They weren't on crutches. They were, by all intents and purposes, people who maybe they could have waited an extra minute.
Sure.
Because they're like, I was in a scooter last night. Like you never ever see me do that, but I knew with the walking, like it was in my best interest. So I was in the scooter last night, and it was like, forget it. You could only, even with that, you could fit one wheelchair and the scooter and the elevator, and that was it. So could you imagine trying to clear out 24 people from 20 different boxes and 2 elevators?
No.
If there was a fire emergency? Like, seriously, man? And this is Wells Fargo's getting away with this.
Yeah. What happens? It's a fire hazard. It's
It
a
is.
total
It's a
fire
big-time
hazard.
fire hazard. It really is, and the fact that they're okay with that. And then the other one he brought up is Hard Rock Cafe, the Hard Rock Casino. And like we're big Hard Rock people. We always have been. I grew up being a Hard Rock Cafe person. I've been to like 110 of them out of the 200 and whatever that there are. So I've been to a lot of them. And we're like old school VIPs and everything like that when it comes to Hard Rock. And he said that he was so pissed off after going into the casinos and finding out that there was only the brand new casino that they took out all of the ramps that used to be in there, and there are now only 2 ramps. And they're both on the same side of the casino floor. So if you're disabled and you're on the casino floor at the Hard Rock, and my dad even said something to the security guy. So if I'm playing over here and there's a fire, I can't get out. And the guy was like, I didn't build the place. Like, are you kidding me? My dad walked out and he's like, I'm not spending my money here. I'm just not doing it. He's like, I'm not going to even waste my time spending my money in a place that, if my mom was down there, because sometimes she goes down there by herself, she's down there, she's playing or whatever. She's in poker room, not paying attention. There's a fire or something, and she doesn't move fast enough. No amount of money in the world is worth losing her. So he walked out. And he's like, yeah.
This is how I can tell he's in pain. Look, you said poker, and he didn't say anything. I said,
I
this is how I
said
can tell you're in pain. She said poker, and you didn't say anything.
Yeah, I'm just.
This is how I can tell.
It's one of those days. It is an unfortunate thing that when it grasps you,
It's incredibly
That's why
distracting.
they say a lot of my symptoms are along the lines of MS, and they haven't been able to figure me out because I get the same thing where it just grabs me around the middle of my chest.
It's like
and
someone
I just
hugging
wanna
you way
fall.
too hard with a rope. I don't know how else to describe it.
Right,
It comes and goes.
Yeah, right under here.
Doesn't
Gets
sound
me
fun.
right under.
I'll probably have it for the next couple of hours. It's.
Oh, mine doesn't last like that.
I feel like
I'm lucky.
my ribs are broken. It hurts to breathe.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
No.
I mean, it doesn't hurt right
I
this
can
second. I
imagine
mean,
that.
it's kind of gone away. Thank God.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Kinda,
Knock on
sorta.
wood. Knock on whatever.
Well, I mean, the symptoms of MS they never go away. People are like,
Well,
"Are you in
because, you
pain?"
know-
I'm perpetually in pain. It never.
Because
stops.
you're supposed to wake up tomorrow and it be gone.
Yeah, but if I took the pills, the pain would be gone. But then, well, wait a minute. I did that, and it really messed my whole life up. And
I was gonna say, did the pain
yeah,
actually
but lucky
go
that
away?
didn't kill me, and I'm really grateful that I have cannabis to use.
Did the pain actually go away?
It dulled the pain, but more importantly, it dulled me.
Yeah, exactly. You had no idea who the F you were.
Yeah. Well,
Like, you know what? I've had more people tell
was-
me lately that they
a
hate
screwed up
me
guy,
because I've called them out on stealing shit from me lately than I ever have before in my life. And the only difference is I don't do drugs anymore. Like, the only thing that I'm on now is the weed. Like, I take one morphine a day and my medical marijuana and
Cannabis
then,
is normal.
and then my Valium, and that's it. That's the only thing that I take. I only take 2 of those a day.
That's fine.
And that's all
How
I
many
do.
chemicals is in marijuana that people put in it?
None.
Yeah.
How many are in those prescriptions?
Oh, the whole thing is drugs.
Oh my God. Like, Dan got something from the VA that they put him on something to sleep at night, and literally he unfolded the thing because the VA, it's like a big, fold out sheet, and it was taller than him.
We were just having a conversation about sleep
list-
medication on the way
was
up
it?
here.
Like, it was
Did it end
taller
with
than him,
and
really.
death? Because usually
yeah.
that's how it goes. They list all
and-
stuff and death.
And this
Right.
is for like depression and PTSD and TBI and sleep disorders and whatnot. And it says on there may cause depression, suicidal thoughts.
Sure.
Like
Absolutely, because it depresses your body.
like
So there's
okay,
potential to do it further if
give
you're
a
a depressed
depressed
individual.
person something that
Well,
makes
they don't call it a
them
downer for
more
nothing.
depressed.
Doggy downers, puppy uppers.
Nah.
You hate your
I don't
hair.
know. I've never been a pill person. Period.
She's eating hair, Eric. What is up?
What,
How did
you're
it
not
taste?
shaving?
Anyway?
Why are you telling me?
I don't know. She mentioned it.
Yeah,
You're sitting
I
next
was
to her,
gonna
man.
say she brought it up. So.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
just brought her. I'm not really responsible for
I haven't medicated yet
see.
today. That's the problem.
Oh, so eating hair is what you do in
I guess so.
substitution
Yeah,
of medicating?
instead-
Hey, I wouldn't tease on that.
Then
That-
you must
that is
you
a
must
condition. That
medicate a
is
lot because you got a
condition.
lot of hair, girl.
You're not a cutter. Instead, you're a hair eater, huh?
I was
Ooh.
worried too.
It's so kind.
A rug-
When I get
No, no, no.
stressed out, I don't eat. Like I can't eat
I
at
can't
all.
even.
And then I start to purge. I start binging. My problem is I can't
What?
purge.
Wait, he said something smart to us.
So-
We're not paying attention.
Of course not.
I didn't say anything.
Uh-huh.
I have nothing to say about anything except
but-
I'll talk about everything.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but we were
Yeah.
Eric and I was on the way up here. We're talking about pain, and then we were talking about sleep.
Well, were you talking about good pain?
Actually, we were talking about bad pain, which then I was like, well, I get that because we were talking about you want
So
Yeah.
I was saying that
you got
the pain that I experience on a regular basis is like my normal, right?
What's your normal? If you were a normal person and you were in the amount of pain you are normally in, and they
Like
say
like a 6
when-
to a 7.
a 6 to a 7, so that's
like
your
my
baseline
normal.
for you, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there
Mine
are
will
get it.
put normal
there
people
are
in
times
chairs.
where like I will like injure myself, not on purpose.
Right,
but
it
I'll have an
happens, yeah.
injury, which is like a different pain, maybe a sharper pain that feels almost good because it takes my mind away from my back pain for that moment, and it's like relief.
Yeah, from the
That's what we
constant
were talking about.
nagging.
It constantly, it
Mm.
doesn't go away.
Yeah, it started because being on the program, I wasn't on it for pain management. But I have a lot of pain from broken bones, from the other medical issues I have, but I deal with it. I'm one of those people, I won't talk about it. I won't complain about it. When I broke my leg, I was telling him I walked right into the ER. I broke my fibula from standing up. And I walked in there like it was nothing. I didn't take any medication and I dealt with it. But now being on the program for so long and not being in pain like I have been for the past 8+ years, and I didn't take my medication last night, I woke up in a lot of pain and I finally realized how much pain I've been actually living in and not realizing it because of the medication.
Yeah, that's
And it's beautiful. I mean, and it's not that I'm not on pain. I have been prescribed pain medication. I have been to a pain management. I just choose not to. Like I was saying to Eric, I have a lot of family members who are addicts, and I look at it as, well, that's my future. So I won't take it. So I rather deal with my pain than take pharmaceutical medication.
Yeah, I don't take pharmaceuticals.
No.
Me either.
The only thing I take is for like I have diabetes and I take a pill.
I had to take the things that
I don't really
take,
have much
but
of a choice in that matter. So
Yeah.
Well, we just
you know, if I can avoid it,
right.
I do.
We're gonna downgrade me and completely take me off of the morphine, but we're waiting until the teeth are finished. So because he didn't want to do too much and then have to put me back on something.
Sure.
So we went to the very absolute lowest dose that we possibly could, and I only take it once a day now instead of 3 times a day. So I'm on that once a day, and then I take the Valium twice a day because by then I'd probably like blow my brains up. I know. But you know that, and then with that I'm doing great. I mean, I'm scared shitless of this winter because this is gonna be the first winter without
We
any
were talking
like
about
backup payments, and already this rain lately.
I live in a bathtub. Like I live in a hot bath. I
you
need
know,
to have a
that's what-
jacuzzi installed, but I live in it all winter.
You know, I mean, seriously, like
Get
I
her a
mean,
mattress.
they're-
Don't make her sleep in the wash tub, dude. Come on, man. Eric, I'm
Everybody's
shocked.
jump- everybody's jumping to conclusions.
I'm appalled. It's all your fault.
Everybody's jumping to conclusions.
I know, right?
That's
Shame.
because you're the evil one.
I like being
It's
in a
all
hot
you.
bathtub. I'd rather sleep in that than in my bed. That's bad.
This
but
seems
yeah.
to happen to me frequently on this show.
Yeah, they always attack you.
It really
You
does.
get attacked everywhere.
Let's not go there.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I can't help it.
I don't ever attack
Jeez.
him. At least not in
See
a way
that?
that he wouldn't like.
Wow.
Sex 12 strikes again.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yep.
Well, you know, you do like own a store right next to a sex shop, so
And across the street.
I
It
do.
doesn't really help.
There's one across the street, but I don't
Oh my
have
God.
anything to do with
It's
them.
like a-
You have no competition.
I have nothing to do with them.
Wait.
That's not my store.
I bet if you look on Google Maps, you can make a pentagram over in that
but-
area between all those evil things.
Yeah, well,
that
that's
are
the
going
corner
on.
of sin.
We should do that in Sayreville. That'd be easier. We could put like 20 pentagrams on there.
It'd be
No, wait, how funny was
trouble.
that? That a man's walking past and he hears that town and instantly goes, I heard about that town. That
Well-
kid got beat up there for doing nothing. I'm like, I never even heard of it, but someone
Yeah.
walking down the street
It
has.
Yeah,
That's never a good
yeah,
sign.
you know, no, it's not, but it is the reality that we live in today,
Yeah.
and it
Sure
sucks.
is.
It sucks.
Police
It
state.
sucks that we have to fear sending our kids to school in the morning. I mean, you know, I mean that's been my biggest, I guess, like right now, my biggest anxiety, second to everything else, is that Austin's going back to like an actual school.
People might hate me for saying this, and it might be a hot topic, but we're all to blame.
Oh hell yeah!
I mean, there's a lot of
Hell
people that
yeah.
fight and will just point their fingers and say it's that. But
no,
when
no,
it
no,
comes push to
no.
shove, it's our own fault. So when
Oh,
people
yeah.
complain and I look at them like, do something about it.
I totally agree with you.
I was like,
sweetheart.
you're just being a sheep and you're following along. You're never gonna stop and say anything. Nothing's ever gonna change.
I'm on the
because
same
you're
page as
following
you.
that bouncing
But
ball.
this is
Yeah.
definitely the first year that I had that anxiety that, you know, he's going to go to school and I'm not going to see him again.
I would worry
Because
that
he's been homeschooled
Yeah.
every year,
Yeah.
you know. So, I mean, and no.
Well, that's understandable because it's change and it
Well,
has to do
yeah.
with your child.
Oh yeah,
And
and,
it's a
he's
big
gonna
change.
be so,
So, like,
far away
your-
from
your-
me.
your
It's not like
anxieties-
he's gonna be 3 minutes away from
Right.
me at Oakland. He's gonna be 25 minutes away from me
You're telling
in
me
traffic.
you're not scared even just having him in your house? Because in this day in society, he'll be coming taken away just because you are smoking marijuana and now you're at risk.
He's a patient,
Wait,
so I don't
you're
worry
you're
about
part of the
that.
Mansons, remember?
He's a patient, so I don't worry
Well,
about that.
no.
They
It's-
can
it
come
Yeah, but even
knocking.
so.
It doesn't
They can
matter.
come
They can say that you're an
knocking.
irresponsible parent for giving him that versus blah 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 blah.
Go
blah.
ahead, and then I'll
Well, I
I'll go
mean,
in
the
front of
way-
a judge, just like every other parent has, and I'll fight it just the same way.
Right.
you know,
But
the
the
rest of
point
the
is
parents
that it
have.
can happen
Oh,
and you have to fight it.
My
I mean,
point: our society's so
and you
bad, you should
shouldn't.
be afraid to breathe.
You should
Because we have a license.
exactly.
You need to get a license.
Exactly.
So now they can track you.
I mean,
now
but
they know
then-
what you're
but,
doing.
And I mean, look at what you know. We've got prime examples. Yes, we are. Every one of us is a patient.
Yes, we're on patience.
Yes.
You're looking for a business card?
I think he's looking for a bag.
He's asking a
Yeah.
question about the cannabis program. That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Right on. Thank you for asking us, man. If you have any more, ask
Yeah.
away.
Do you have questions?
No.
Okay.
Well,
like, where's the weed?
Unfortunately,
It's everywhere.
I mean,
No, we can't
do that.
They
No
wouldn't let
sharing
us
of
speak here
medication.
if
We
we
could
did
get
that, yeah.
arrested for that.
Yeah.
They've warned us and reminded us of the Kuma laws we ought to abide by, which means we can't share our medication.
Nope.
However, there are times where we do demonstrations.
He said doo-doo.
I said doo-doo. However, there are times when we have not a promotion, I would say a demonstration of what it's like to smoke a cannabis cigarette.
Oh, with the
But-
CB flowers? CBD flowers?
Yeah, but we usually put like tobacco in there. So it looks like it, but there is really no cannabis in it. So if you see us happen to be passing one of those demonstration joints around, officers and gentlemen and ladies and everything, don't think we're smoking cannabis together, because that's against the law, and people like beat each other to death when they do that. So we get it.
Because it is a medication like any prescription.
Yeah.
Lead them to believe.
Weed them to believe.
Tell them, Terrence.
Get them, Tara.
And I'm a druid priest. I know.
A druid
A
priest.
druid priest.
It's 85.
I just saw a druid priest at the art center last week. Yeah. And Deep Purple closed the show.
Nice.
Stuff like Merlin the Magician.
When they were on the Nostradamus tour, he sure was. I swear to God.
Well, hello there, Ween.
I'm not.
What's
pretending.
up? Anyone see Lefty?
Right?
He walked away.
He
Lefty
walks
walked away
He's been
like
doing that
20
the past-
minutes ago. He's
the
been
past
gone.
couple weeks.
Yeah.
It's your turn now.
He
Yeah.
leaves it, he
So
leaves
wait,
it in
what
our
are we
hands.
talking about today?
We're talking about what are we talking about? Druid.
Oh, show him
We're
the video.
talking about.
He needs to see the video.
Oh yeah, you should look at
he needs the
yeah.
video.
When Ed comes back,
You-
you got to see the video.
You
that
need to see the
Fortune
video
sent
and then
them.
explain to everybody watching what you see.
It's one of those.
Oh yeah.
Can you say
It's-
moose?
let's just say
knuckle?
it's shocking.
Can you say moose
What's
knuckle?
shocking is how racist you are.
We already went through this.
It
I
was
know, but I'm
appalling.
just getting
We
on.
already went through this.
So late.
How dare you?
I know.
You called the police?
I
You're
did.
You
behind.
fucking snitch.
I'm a snitch.
You're a snitch, man.
Oh, how does that make me a snitch?
Snitches get stitches.
Did you call the police?
We're gonna
right,
start
if you
throwing up
saw a
gang
man-
signs here. Hashtag.
So if I feel,
Did you call the police?
if I feel,
Did you call the police?
I did.
We already talked
End-
about
end
this.
of
This
story.
is boring.
Wait,
End of
So
story.
let me ask you a question. So
Why- I want to know what
I
the
wanna
dude
ask
was
you a
wearing
question. No,
gloves.
in all
Why was
seriousness.
he wearing gloves?
In all seriousness,
I would have called the fucking cops first thing.
do you judge
Thank
me
you.
for calling cops?
Yes.
No, he
You
said
do.
he would.
Yes.
He said he would have called the cops first
Yes,
thing.
because if that was my car and you didn't call the cops, I'd have been pissed off at you.
And I didn't.
But
No,
you
I'm saying-
called the police. You did the right thing because you saw some dude
Okay,
Right on.
That's what I'm getting
Yeah,
at.
well,
That's what I'm
pretty much
asking
humping
you.
a car.
I don't know what he was doing.
He wasn't
Wow.
humping a car. He was humping two cars. You said
I'm in love with
Yes.
my
Wait,
car.
You know,
He was
Call
in
the
one
cops.
car, left that car, and then started going to another
black,
car.
white, purple,
I got a fuel.
green. I
For
don't
my
care what color
steering
the
wheel.
dude is. You call the cops.
Hey, Wayne.
Right. Well,
Gloves?
listen, I have family.
Call the
Black
law
children,
enforcement
bend over.
officers in your
I call
nearby
cops.
city.
Hold on. Well,
Think about that.
I know why the gloves. I like after like hindsight.
Well, was it like a Lamborghini?
He
or
had the
something?
gloves on
No.
because he was at the Red Barn, right?
no, I don't live by the Red Barn. That's just where my
Oh.
business is.
Yeah, we
near.
had thought about a
So
love
this wasn't
glove
even-
thing, but
no, this
Oh.
is home. This
Didn't
is,
know. Why was
this is like in front of
That's
their
my
house.
house.
Dude.
that's
Right? Wearing gloves.
I don't know.
And then he ran away.
to
And
bring,
then
and then he
Book.
ran away.
Oh my God!
He beelined with a flashlight in his hand,
This is
And
crazy.
gloves.
but left his car, the original car, he rolled up and open,
So
like
there was
trunk
two
open,
cars.
door open, lights on.
Well, did you steal subs or what?
No.
Oh, come on, man. You had a perfect opportunity.
Did you check it for weed?
Did he have 10s
like
or
different kind of
12s in the
subs.
back?
Bottom line is Eric called the police on a fellow NJMMP patient.
I did.
And guess what? The police didn't arrest him for having marijuana.
No, but no, the police didn't ask about marijuana.
See that?
I was the one smoking the marijuana.
This was
He
a
had
good
nothing to do with
outcome,
that.
then. It was a good
Not at that
outcome.
moment in time.
See, that's just like, what do you call that? Divine intervention.
Something, whatever.
Like you guys ended up smoking a joint afterwards.
I
Well,
felt
know,
badly. It was
sometimes-
like a peace pipe, and like in all, you know what I mean? Like,
Smoking a peace
Maybe
pipe,
that's
man.
why he wore gloves to hide his marijuana.
it's like, hey,
Did you get digits?
no, he lives like 4 houses away from me.
Wayne.
Oh no! I don't mean like that. I mean like did
Are
you?
you
like,
asking him, did he get digitized?
Is that why he wore the glove? Is that what you're asking me?
Ah.
Digits like that?
There
No.
goes that sex oil again.
Yeah,
I feel it
listen,
coming.
Wayne, I don't put it on the
We're a
first
couple
date,
quarts
so you know.
low.
That's not what I heard. But anyway, I'm just
did you guys hooked up? And I don't mean sexually. I mean like
Wow.
you guys like
No, we
you
talked.
got a new friend now.
I said to him, "Hey, I'm really sorry for like fucking your night up."
And you got a friend.
I called the cops on you. You have to understand my position and what you look like from my porch.
But wait, did the cops help him open his car?
No.
Oh, never mind then. I was gonna say that you just helped.
And the
this
cops
night.
came, they didn't even help him get in the car.
No, they left.
That's hilarious.
They have Jimmy.
Public servants. Yeah, but you know what? It's not their job to unlock
No,
the cars.
I was told
and
those
that
were
Jimmy thing in the
damaged.
movie
Yeah,
does not work on
yeah.
every single car
That's
truck.
true.
They don't.
Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah.
They
do that on
I
a
don't
Volvo.
realize that.
Yeah, I wouldn't call the cops.
It was. Listen, it was. It
No,
is
I'm
what it
saying-
is.
I'm
It was.
saying if
It
it was
was
my car, I
It
would've
was a
called the
bizarre situation.
Mm-hmm.
There were vehicles
Bizarre,
in my
bizarre.
development that had been messed with in weeks prior.
Oh, you
Ah,
know.
okay.
You know, like
Well,
there's.
fair
I
enough.
don't.
So-
I didn't need him to send it to me.
Oh wow, he sent it to
Oh,
you.
you got it.
Yeah,
Oh,
he sent it
show
to me
that,
too.
show that to
Here,
Wayne.
show it to Wayne. Wait,
I
so you
don't
can
wanna
explain it to people.
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
there
you
you
do.
go.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. Press play.
And then explain. Look, he got all that big smile on his face.
Does it have, well, you see, I see a vagina.
Oh, yes, sir.
Hold on, something's up
That's
with
what
that
you
vagina.
think.
Look at his eyes. He's all like, yeah.
His eyes
Right.
just glazed over.
Well, because it looks like a woman naked.
It is a woman.
I don't know if that's a woman because those legs are a little too big.
Moose knuckle,
Like,
dude. I told you.
no,
She
that's
like
like
suction cupping them. That's all.
All right, elephant knuckle, perhaps.
like
Lefty knuckle.
No, like she's got like two.
Press play.
Why they're gonna pop out, aren't they? All right, it's fat. Yeah.
In fact, he was just
Thanks,
right off the
Ed.
bat.
I needed
Oh,
that
man.
on my phone. Thank
we all
you so
about
much.
pissed our pants before
Pop
when we saw
goes
that.
the
Thanks,
weasel.
Ed.
Yes.
Pop goes the weasel, and the weasel
Pop goes
pop.
the weasel. The wicked weasel.
It sounds like a band.
Wicked
Ah,
weasel.
evil,
So-
evil, evil.
This is Barry White.
Now I'm
That,
stuck
I'm telling
with
you
it.
that chief
Yo, baby, I
that went
love
through
you
that
so.
tirade. That
My
whole
name's Barry
speech
White.
needs to be the prelude to like a rock song.
That
Quaaludes?
does,
What?
right?
Yeah,
that
that'd be
does.
awesome.
Oh my
Quaaludes.
god.
No Quaaludes.
Do they still sell
Yeah,
that?
no.
Lemons.
No.
Lemon 714.
You
Lemons,
can find
oh.
them some places.
Raise your hand if you ever eaten one. Mm.
I'm too young. I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah,
I-
they
I
stopped
have.
making them back in like 1983.
Yeah, I wasn't even
or
born
4,
yet.
something like that.
My mom was on them when she had, she got pregnant.
I'm still on Quaaludes. Like this
You're still on 'em?
residual
Hey, thank you.
Spicoli thing going on.
Spicoli.
Spicoli. Mr. Hand.
What are you spitting?
You.
Spicoli.
I heard that.
I was whispering because we're not supposed to curse. Because Officer Obi's listening.
That's why you're supposed to say penis.
Oh, Mr. Hand. Nice. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind.
That sounds worse.
Nice
What,
penis.
penis?
Yeah.
Penis. It does.
It does.
sounds dirtier.
It sounds more unnatural.
Sounds small.
It
Yeah.
sounds dirtier when you say
Dirty in a bad way.
Exactly.
Well, how many
exactly.
kinds of
It
ways
sounds
can
like
you
you're
say that? Well,
trying
how
to
many
talk
words are
dirty.
there to
Lots of
describe
them.
that?
Lots of them.
Oh my
What's
god.
your favorite?
I can't say it because
Yeah.
I
Well,
will
no.
get in trouble.
Will
by
Eric
officers.
blush?
No, you
You're gonna be hard pressed to do that.
That's right. He's right there by the sex oil.
I mean, personally, the one I would prefer is the hen's husband's name. There you go. Let's play a little game. A hen's husband is a
Cockaroni.
got it. That's my
No.
So you like that? That's fun. That's weird. Most women don't like that.
Really?
No.
Really?
Well, it's never like, hey baby, why don't you come suck my?
I like that. I like that.
It's like,
I
get-
have
get
no
on your
problem
knees
with-
where you
I have
belong.
no problem with
Wow.
somebody saying that to me.
Yeah.
Really?
Really.
Yeah.
I have
Wow.
no problem with that.
I mean, if
I got the
I
wrong
like to have
women.
my
If
hair.
that's what
I
you
like-
got the wrong
I like
ones,
to have
man.
my hair pulled.
If
I
got the
I'm
wrong
I'm totally
right,
down
if that's
with
what
that.
she's looking for and that's what she wants.
They said they like the C word. All I'm saying is like most times.
If
you
some
know,
guy came
the
at me
C
and
word?
said,
I guess it all depends
"Don't
upon who
suck
you're
Matt
with.
Johnson," I'd probably
Yeah.
smack him in the head and be like, "Really, bitch, grow up."
Exactly.
Oh, I don't know. He may smack you in the
Exactly.
head.
If they were like, oh yeah,
look, man, no hands.
I mean, I'd rather you call it your dick or your cock than anything else under the sun.
Yeah.
Why did we go here?
Are those words allowed?
Because Wayne's here.
Yes.
Those are just the
this
F
is,
word.
this
Well,
is
it's
part
just
2 of the
the other
podcast,
word.
and it's
No
about
kids.
it's
We're all adults here. What are you
part 2
talking
of the
about?
podcast. When Wayne comes,
Speak for
always leads
yourself.
to this.
Wayne comes. I didn't come yet. I'm just saying.
Well, he was spinning something
Oh.
earlier.
No.
No,
Mhm.
You eat it. Oh my god.
makes perfect. And if not, you just keep on practicing.
Yes, cannabis. I'm gonna go to cannabis.
What about the Boston Freedom Rally, bro? Why don't you fill us in a little bit?
I think you're all morons if you don't go.
I can't go.
We're all broke.
I wish I could.
It doesn't. You don't need money.
You can't drive and medicate.
Okay,
though.
so
That's a
tell me
long
I won't get
drive.
arrested if I set up a
That's a
tent.
long-
there
it's a
and let
long
people
day.
come
Talking
and
about
stuff.
that.
Didn't you hear the guy call
I have a
in?
concert on the 16th, so okay.
I love Boston. I spent a good chunk of my college time up in Boston.
Oh, I worked in Boston.
It was
a
nice. They're
shit ton of
homeless
times.
wear suits.
The homeless wear suits.
Yeah, in Boston. I thought it was the weirdest thing.
I don't know what neighborhood is that in.
Boston.
Yeah, that's true. Well, they say
I was
that
coming out of
there
Dunkin'
are
Donuts
more
and you-
millionaires.
I guess you can always
that
pick them out. They're
are
the guys with the
bums
suits wearing
and-
sneakers, right?
No,
Yeah.
the guy I saw had no sneakers, but he was wearing a suit, and someone put change in. I'm like, dude, you just put change in his coffee. He goes, he's homeless. I'm like, come down to Philly. That's not what homeless. It was like,
right.
You want to see homeless?
That's not
yeah. I
homeless.
was like, come
I'll
to
show you
Jersey
Come to
for a
Philly or
bit.
come to Camden. That's it. We'll show you homeless.
I'll show you homeless.
Come to
in Trenton.
Trenton.
Yeah.
Well,
you
I
go.
got offended that they put money in some guy's coffee.
Walk right over here, man.
That sounds stupid.
Yep.
Yo, Art. What's
Yeah,
that other
sit
dude?
there, you
Todd. Todd
There you go.
got a beard going. Wow. You need transients. We got them here right in Trenton, people.
There you go.
You don't got to go to Philly. You don't got to
There's
go
the
to
real
Yeah.
derelicts.
No. We're the
No.
derelicts. They're just the transients.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh.
true. That's true. That's true.
We're the ones smoking this bad reefer.
Yeah.
The jazz cabbage,
The devil's lettuce.
devil's lettuce. I remember when I was a
Mason- we're
kid, my
part of
father used to
Mason's
say to me, I would
crowd.
come home and I'd be so stoned. It'd be like, I don't know, 2:00 in the morning. You'd be sitting there. You go, boy, like, yeah, Dad, you've been smoking that devil weed, ain't you? And I hear I was like all of like 14. Yup. Walk right past him. Thank God he drank and didn't remember that. Because he wasn't a big supporter of that stuff years ago.
Yeah, no.
If
My
my sister-
dad wasn't either until recently. Like now, like he's totally like he's a total supporter of it since he's seen what it's done for my mom, from the time of her being around me all the time and then her not being around me at all. And now she is a patient, but he became a true believer by seeing from her being around me all the time and how she was feeling, because she obviously would have to help me out because I wasn't walking at all back then, so she'd have to pack the bowl and everything for me. So her being around it constantly, she was feeling better and better and better. And then when she went back to tax season, she wasn't around me at all, and she started feeling miserable again. And then tax season was over, and she started being around me again, and she started feeling better again. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out what the difference was. So now she's a patient. So.
Nice.
Now, here's a good question. What is something that's good for oh man, now I can't even think.
I could say
Wayne's thinking.
Weight loss. Well, I know she needs something for weight loss. I don't. No, she said something else. I can't think of it now.
Cocaine works.
It'll pop in my head later.
Oi.
Yeah, no, that's
For some?
okay.
Oi.
Yeah, that's for me.
That's a horrible.
If she goes to her
horrible-
doctor, they'll
Is that
prescribe
really
her
like an option,
phenamine
though?
and
No,
it'll be
no.
illegal.
Doctor
No,
said
she's
I
a
can't.
patient.
He
Yeah.
said it'll kill
What
me.
I was saying.
She wants the right.
Whole thing.
Yeah.
I hate that stuff.
She wants.
Yeah.
Like
she
any
wants the right
narcotic.
cannabis.
Cocaine's the
so-
devil.
Yeah, she
Indeed.
needs something to help
Yeah.
her be able to
No,
be
thank
like
you.
get up and go and
Wait.
make it through the middle of
Wait,
the
no, thank
day.
She needs a good
No.
sativa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she does. She does.
Wait,
She's
The only
did
thing
this
is
help you lose
Hold the
weight?
coke.
No,
Bring the
they
sativa.
give you energy.
Yeah, it'll give her energy and help her. Like,
Supposedly.
I have
yeah.
not found one strand that does not give me the munchies.
Really?
Not one.
Yeah, no.
Like I said,
Well, I feel like I
vape-
I wish I
outgrew
could
that.
Here, I
vape
figured
my
out how to
own.
beat that.
I
Right?
need the
If
munchies,
I know I'm gonna
please.
sesh,
Yeah.
I'll eat beforehand.
Dude,
It works for me
it,
somehow.
It does not. I tried
Or else
that.
I'd be 3 times the size I am now.
I just tell myself I'm not going to eat it because once you take that first
like
bite,
Chinese
it's like it's all over.
Do it
It's
here.
kind of like peanuts, dude.
Does anybody
Yeah.
have a
Can't just have
go-to?
one.
Right.
Because I've noticed when I smoke, I eat a whole bag of cuties every time. I have to have cuties in my house.
What are cuties?
What are cute?
What?
Are you?
They're the
I
little
thought you only
oranges.
had one cutie.
No,
Cuties are
they're
like,
the
you know,
little
they're-
oranges.
They're college
She has
age.
whole bags of
They're
cuties
little
out.
Wait a minute.
oranges.
Did you give him away
Like
on me?
clementines. Like
Rich,
little
did you give
oranges.
him away on me?
They're called cuties.
Pardon?
Did you give him away on me?
Well, no, but no, I'll do like him and eat a whole thing, and then I'll eat a whole
Like,
thing
all of a sudden, like, you
I have
were
a big bubble above my head like a cartoon with
It's
a
like a
question
pregnancy
mark.
craving. You gotta have more.
What?
See, I'm so much of a stoner. I just like this is how I do it.
Cereal.
Of course,
He's calling
you're gonna
stoner
eat.
again.
Of course, you're gonna eat, right?
Yeah.
No.
But get into the stoner mentality. What happens when you eat?
It tastes good.
Come down.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
gotta
but that's
smoke again.
Then you gotta smoke again.
So,
Yeah.
you just don't smoke again and don't eat.
So how about if you just smoke all the time?
That's-
So it doesn't make a
that's-
difference.
And
you
what-
know,
Look, it
like, You're gonna
works.
get
Do
hungry.
you know how many
never.
times
works.
at night I'm like, oh, this is the last session of the night, and then there's like 5 more to follow. Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
It never goes down like that. Ever.
All right, Wayne. What if you eat it? You got 5 to 6 hours of it in your system. You're gonna eat for 5 to 6 hours.
Usually when I take edibles, I get really bad dry mouth, but I very rarely get punchy.
You know,
Very
I
rarely get
haven't gotten
punchy.
any dry mouth or red eyes. Nothing.
Oh man,
Well,
I
since
get
I've been in
crippling.
this program.
I look like someone just
Well,
punched me right in the face.
Well, the key is just to always look like that, and nobody will ever question that.
Exactly.
Well,
Nobody ever
fortunately
wonders.
enough for me,
No,
I-
last night I made sure
It's
I
up.
was
I
feeling
never
nice
really
and
worry
good
about
before I
that.
went to the
Either am
concert.
I.
My eyes always kind of look the same.
I just have to. All I gotta do is all I gotta do is look at a bag of weed, and my eyes get red.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, for me, the Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah,
makes
that's-
it even
love that
no,
psychic
no
weed, man. Just look at it.
e-smoke. So you can't even have vape outside, and once you leave, you're out. You're done. That's it. I
hate it. Well, vape
I
where?
was like at the
Hot
Wells Fargo
Pockets.
Center.
Oh.
You can't have any kind of cigarettes, any kind of electronic cigarettes, vaporizers,
Really?
anything of any kind. You can
Well,
go in with
it's
it,
a-
but if you choose to leave to go and smoke, you cannot re-enter. Period.
Well, I mean, that just may be
So,
for anything. Like
uh,
if you had to
it's-
leave because you left your car door open, you wanted
Right.
to get back in, they would. There's no reentry.
Right,
Lots of
exa-
places do that. It makes things
Exactly,
simpler
but
for
they
them.
have it
Yeah, right.
specifically listed right before you even get anywhere near the doors. They have a banner that's probably as tall as me that has.
That's a pretty
this
small
is
banner,
a
man.
completely. Well, it was
I'm
big enough that
playing.
we noticed.
Well, I love you. You know that.
I know you do. But it said, this is a completely smoke-free property.
Right in that hole.
Wells Fargo is a completely smoke-free property, and this includes all e-cigarettes and vaporizers of any and all kinds. And
The next time you go, you bring a
choose
great big
to-
bag of brownies and say, "Hey, man,
Yo, I
how
had
about
chocolates.
brownies?"
I had chocolates in my bag. I was
Well,
ready
right
to
on,
go.
so-
And they checked it.
You're like a Girl Scout,
The
you know?
ladies
Always
checking.
prepared.
The ladies checking the chocolates
don't
out.
get
She's the ladies checking the chocolates out, looking at them, and she's
I
like,
would have asked her if she
"Oh,
wanted one.
Okay,
Want one?
I was thinking about it, but
Yeah,
she just
you know
let
what?
him go.
I often
so
joke
I
about
was
something.
like,
I would never
whatever.
do that. I would
Nah.
never. I would never give someone like an edible. And
I
not tell
was
them
in
first.
I was in PA, so technically, I wouldn't have been doing anything illegal because you're allowed to. But at the same time, I was because I don't live in PA, so I was walking that weird.
Who's that guy trying to give me?
Righty tighty, lefty loose.
Lefty.
I made sure I was
Lefty's
feeling good.
Lucy.
Lefty's Lucy.
Written on there, dude.
Righty tighty.
What?
Look, on this box of
Lefty
Joe, I would just happen to be staring off.
It says
randomly.
righty tighty, lefty Lucy.
Righty
I
tighty,
swear to
lefty
God,
loosey.
righty tighty, lefty loosey,
That's
right on the
awesome.
front of it.
Oh no,
That's brilliant marketing.
that is so scary.
A stoner did that.
I did.
I guarantee you,
I
someone
did.
really high who was designing that did it wrong once, and he's like, "I just have to include this."
Yeah.
And see who
Just so I could
if they-
satiate my own
see if they
conscience,
ever
yeah.
notice it.
Well,
See how long it takes them to notice.
right?
See if they
Okay,
ever
well, at least
do.
there's one guy who saw it, and he was stoned too.
Oh my.
Gift card.
Oh yeah, $10. $10.
$10 gift card for what?
Not a clue.
So what's the topic? Anybody?
Boston Freedom Rally. You
There
should
you
all
go.
Yeah, I
try to
was
go.
going to say Boston Freedom
When is it?
Rally is this
It's
weekend. It's the
Friday,
14th to the
Saturday,
16th.
Sunday.
Yeah.
It's now. Kyle.
now, yeah.
No, it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
But trust me,
Starts
they are
tomorrow.
getting down
3:00.
today and
Dude,
tonight.
I have a hard enough time getting
Are you
to like
leaving
North Jersey towards
tonight?
your area.
Well, gee, I'm really
Are you
curious.
guys
4-hour
leaving
ride.
later today to
I'm
go?
not going, man.
Yeah.
I have work.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm not
Hey,
going
man.
either.
Some people work during the day. Some
I was
people
gonna
work
go,
at night.
and then when I saw what concert it was, I was
work all the
what
time.
weekend it was. I was
Yeah.
like, oh man.
The consummate business owner, small business owner,
I sent him
paying
emails.
his
It's what you
taxes.
do.
I
Good
sent him
for you,
emails with
man.
that,
We
and
need
I'm
more
like,
people
I
like
hope
Eric.
this doesn't wake you. He's still awake.
We
Most
need
of the
more
time
Erics
he's
in the
up.
world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most of
No.
the time he's
Small
up.
business owners.
So-
We
Small
need more
business, yes.
Barinis in the world. Another
Yeah,
mid-sized
most-
business. I don't want to say small because it's pretty renowned.
Yeah, I was gonna say Barini's is pretty well
So
known.
is CK Barini. CK Barini is renowned.
CK is on the label today. They were being a little wise asses.
Yeah, I
it's for
see.
CK.
Well, it's better than being a dumbass, ain't it?
Hey, as long as the sandwiches are good, that's all I care about.
They were delicious.
I've never
Hey.
had them before. They were good. Is that your place?
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Yep.
good.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
I've never had it before. That was
Oh, his
really
food's
good.
legit. Yeah.
Only the
Oh,
best
yeah.
for the
Look,
best.
you even have a cute little case with it. Is that a sticker? What's this?
No, this sucks. This is some Chinese made in China stuff.
All right, well then F that.
You know, exactly.
I
I
got
just
mine.
like it because I could put like 10 joints at once.
This thing's waterproof.
Yeah, baby. Oh.
Oh, that's not bad.
I like that. Yeah, I need one.
Got any joints in here?
Yeah.
I need one. I need one.
You got any joints in here? Let's see what we got.
Wayne,
Hey,
can you
take care,
describe
bro.
this for me?
Hey, thanks. Thanks. Appreciate
He already
it.
seen the
No,
video.
he already saw it. He already saw it.
You missed it. It already happened.
Hey, you're late. He already
Yeah.
saw it.
Okay.
He knew
I
right
knew
off. He
something
knew right off the
was
bat.
Describe it though.
Because them lips describe it.
He did. He said those lips are too big. There's something's
Look
gonna
at
pop
them
out.
things, man.
Damn.
Looks like two cheeks.
Whoa!
Of course,
Did
lefty.
you see all those
lefty.
guys jump when that happened?
I would jump too. I'll see you, brother. Peace, man. Peace. All right, sorry. Don't look at me. Fucking talk.
Hey,
Go.
you kept looking at that stuff, man.
What stuff?
That video, I was watching. You could not take your eyes off that
Not
phone.
at first. Not at first.
Hey,
Yeah.
The fourth time,
Took him a
or fifth or
second.
sixth
Well,
time you watched that. Wayne. What's up with that, bro?
Intently watching.
Hey, you're amongst friends. Take care, dear.
He's trying to figure out how it popped out.
Yeah.
How do you stick it in there?
Yeah. It's me.
Off goes the weasel.
Yeah. Definitely want to be Charlie in the box.
I'm
Island of
looking because
Misfit
it's
Toys.
definitely a
Benny and the
transsexual.
Jets.
That was
There are
that was a trans
Yeah.
person.
There are boobs.
That was a trans person.
You know, so like when you see the boobs, you're like, ah, yeah, that's
That
nice.
totally face you out. You
But
never
then
sent
you
it?
see those-
Well, and that's the
Weed
shock.
Man sent that. Like right in the middle of
Yeah,
the podcast.
exactly.
And totally like me
Yep.
and Lefty are
Weed
sitting
man
here.
sent that shit.
Yes,
Yeah,
he did.
He sent it to him, and he and I
Yeah.
are watching it in the middle of the pod. And
Weed
she's
man
in-
sent you that.
I couldn't even
And
talk
then
for
it
10
came
minutes.
up
Man
on the
sent
That
you
never
Sativa
happens
Cross.
ever. I can
I'll
always
tell
talk.
you.
It
Something's
came up
happening
on,
with that.
on the Sativa Cross. feed.
What's up with
Something's
him,
up
man?
with that, man.
Is he like trolling trans sites or something?
He's been sending a lot
I know
of
fundraising, but come on, man.
funny stuff lately. A lot of funny stuff. I'll show you. No, I don't want to show you. This is, yeah, Weed Man's getting, because he, before jail, before jail, Weed
BC.
Man didn't play that shit. He didn't play that.
Well, BC before
sent it
crime,
to you.
before or
Oh my God, see a beautiful woman. And then, oh, she's beautiful. Oh, the butt's getting unveiled. Oh, little tiny basketballs are coming out of her cornhole.
Ew. I don't even.
He
That
said-
one I don't
he
need
said-
to
he
say.
said- yeah.
What?
Two. Hold on. Wait, there's
Please,
more.
that one I don't need to say.
She's got like 5 in there, man.
What are you hawking?
Yes, and them things are like as big as my hand, like bigger. And she just keeps shooting them out. But my whole point is,
every time she farts, it's a whoosh.
my whole point is like, Weed Man would never send that shit. And if we would even talk about it, he'd be like, yo, that's just not funny. Don't do that shit. That's not funny. Stop. I don't play that way.
It's freaking hilarious.
And now he keeps sending us all this crap.
It's great.
See,
Hey,
before
man.
jail, he's all serious. After jail, he's sending us, these videos with these beautiful women hiding swords. Hiding swords. Yeah. Into the microphone.
That's a delicate way to put it.
Well,
That's a delicate way.
Lefty's here for 2 seconds and he's shutting people's mics down. You asswipe.
Really?
And mine's on.
You
No, that was my fault.
You guys are talking.
SO.
You guys are
I was
talking.
having a side conversation unwillingly. I was doing it unwillingly, though.
Do you have a microphone? All right. All right. And the little one said, "Move over." There you go, Sonny. Thank you. Oh. Ow, that's my foot.
You sunk this chair in the mud. Like,
well, it'd be 400 pounds. You see? It happens.
Wow.
Oh, what's this? The cheap seats? I don't get.
Would you fart in the chair too? It's like 200 degrees.
It had it had full coverage.
No, it smells. This is not wet and cold. Where's my headphones? Damn it!
There is no headphones.
We
We're
have
stuck.
three. Jesus
No,
Christmas.
no headphones
I
for
can't hear
you.
you. What are you saying?
Huh?
There's only 3.
Sorry.
You want my headphones?
No, I don't need headphones.
Okay.
You're
I don't
okay.
need no stinking headphones.
Talking to the mic.
Oh, sorry. If I had headphones, I could tell. Sorry. Just like I'm in jail.
Now you gotta just play with it a little bit more.
So what's going on tomorrow?
Tomorrow we're gonna go.
Maze Landing.
Chris Petrash's daughter's court date.
Maze Landing, is that South Jersey?
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, it's all the way down.
Oh, you know what? I wish I
South
could go.
Jersey.
You guys should, after you do what you got to do, you'll like this. You should take the ferry over to Delaware. No, seriously. It's about like $10, and you could actually medicate on the ferry.
Really?
Yes.
That'd
Been there,
scare
done
the
it.
That'd scare me.
Not in Delaware though.
Being in the water.
No, it's New Jersey waters. That's the beautiful thing.
That's true.
Because
it
it's
is.
all maze land. It's crazy. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know, but trust me, I've done it a couple
I'm
times.
going to Delaware next week. We're going to podcast
Do
from
it.
Delaware State House.
Yeah.
I heard,
I
man.
can't smoke weed there.
Dover
No,
on
you
the
I was
20th,
thinking about
no
that.
I can't.
Smoking weed.
What do I do?
no.
What do I do?
No,
Edibles.
no.
Load up on edibles.
Edible, yeah, we gotta load
have
up on
collect come. You say
edibles.
collect?
Let's see how much we can get made because it comes down to that'll be like a big no.
Can I do a
South Jersey
suppository?
normal.
Say I make
Oh.
all right,
I got an idea.
suppository.
I
I mean,
got
they
an
might
idea.
find it
Insurance
when they
policy.
anally search you.
Suppository, and you got an idea. Interesting.
Send a lackey down there with a big screen and just put it there, and you can podcast from your house. So you can medicate and they can see you, but you're not physically there.
Doesn't count. Though.
Yeah.
I thought
Cheating.
about that.
Plus, he doesn't have
count.
a green screen.
It doesn't count.
I would love to do that for every state house
Yeah.
because I'm going to do every state house, every
Yeah,
one.
but do it.
That's my
Yeah.
goal. We did 2 so far.
I'll do it live from the Boston, Massachusetts
And
State House.
you know what we need to do?
The
We had
Boston
to start putting a
Commons.
book together of all of
Right
the
there.
permits that we have. Keep a little history records beyond
got
just
news.
the internet.
I got news.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Tell us.
I just spoke to Rob Robinson, and this year's New York Harvest Festival is definitely a go. It's at a place called Butternuts Brewery. I cannot remember the name of the town. However, the
You
dates
talked to
are
Rob?
October 12th through the 14th. Yeah, I spoke to him last night.
You talked to Rob.
Yeah, I know Rob real well.
Really?
Yes.
I love the Harvest Fest. Damn Sam is the best.
He really, really wants us to podcast from there.
Oh, he does.
He doesn't
Tell him
know
to talk
what
to
kind of
me.
reception, but he said still come up. He'd love to have us speak. We could do demonstrations. We could bring the demonstration doll. We could have all kinds of fun.
You went-
Mayhem.
Didn't you go to Damn Sam? Was that
Last
last
year.
year or the year before?
Yeah, because I want to go. Yeah, I want to go.
You've been
All
there.
right.
I want to
You were
podcast.
there.
Yeah, I love it.
It's
the best thing
It's
ever.
very inexpensive. It's like $45.
Unless you're a speaker.
Oh yeah, and then it's nothing.
So we'll speak. We're all speakers.
Well, I
Still, it's like
I can only speak for myself. But
Yeah, that's true. We are.
we
all
should have a page
speakers.
up, so we'll be able to properly promote this. But we definitely want.
But
he
we
said
have to make sure we have October 7th
if
open
Ken
still.
Wolski wanted to come up and CM and Jay wanted to come there, he would definitely give him a booth.
Nice.
Rob has asked Jim Miller for like the last 5 years, and Jim Miller just can't make it. I don't know
Well,
about Ken Walski, though.
we also discussed that too. So
I
who
love
knows?
Rob. Rob's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get maybe
he just
Jim will
give
make
the
a
date?
special. Yeah, October 12th
right?
through the 14th. Butternuts with an S Brewery in upstate New York. I can't
like a
remember the name
farm,
of the
ain't it?
town.
It's like a
However, if you Google it,
Same
if
spot.
it's the first result, so
It's beautiful. Rob
I will fill you in
Robinson,
as I get more information.
This dude, oh man, when he speaks, he's amazing because he's got like that. What do you call that?
He's got
He's like
panache.
a poet, but he puts like a beat behind it.
Yeah,
and
does.
he talks
It's
about
panache.
cannabis,
It's
and he
like
gives you the
what-
whole
it's like what you
cannabis
said.
history and how it's crazy how today,
Rob's
you know,
rap.
he's awesome.
Yeah,
Love fucking Rob.
I've been helping Rob put on the New York Harvest Festival for
Then
the
we
last
probably
I don't
been-
know
we probably saw
16 or
each other
17 years
without seeing each other. Well,
Absolutely. Well, usually I'm really busy and I have no time to socialize. However, the
I'm
years
busy
that I'm
getting
not
high
like
doing
doing production and other
mushrooms and
stuff
shit.
and just being a
That's it.
speaker, I will have fun like I
awesome.
did last year.
There you go.
You spoke last year?
No, I got completely distracted, and I don't know if I would have been. I could have talked about all kinds of stuff, but
everything's at this place. That's what I love about Damn
well,
Sam.
also, you
Everything.
can definitely vend there, vend
Anything you
there,
want.
and I'm not certain of the prices of the vending. You could certainly contact them once they have the site up. But either way, New York Harvest Festival is on. So I'm going to get Rob to call. Oh, that's what I should do. Maybe next week I'll get Rob to call into the podcast. Or maybe we could call Rob right now.
Well, next week we're in Dover.
Oh, all right. Well, we can't do it next week.
That's Thursday?
But
Yeah,
you know
Thursday.
what? Here.
Oh, dude, I can't.
What? Just
It's
leave early.
Thursday. I
That's
thought it
one
was
hell of a hole.
We can leave early.
I love you, know.
I'm leaving at 5 in the morning,
I'm
though.
not going
Yeah, you're gonna
anywhere
have to.
where I can't smoke.
You can put a suppository in. I told you.
I am not putting your suppository in my
orifice.
There either.
Orifice.
Driving while medicated.
That would make for an interesting long drive, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it?
Come on, it'll be fun.
It would.
We'll see how long you can go.
I mean, if you did use a suppository and you drove there, like, wouldn't it be like sitting on like a chocolate, you know, kind of?
Just the name of that movie, Clockwork Orange.
Weedy poopy. Poopy
That
weedy.
would be me, bro. I would have it up my ass, and then I'd get diarrhea, and then I'd like crawling in the toilet just to get the nah. It just wouldn't work with me. Trust me. You know.
Damn, that was a visual.
They got patches.
I didn't need that.
Really?
I had
Wayne,
I had a
thanks for
puppy
the
named Patches
nightmares.
once.
I mean, at least it took
Wow.
the
And she will wear clown
nightmares
suit,
of
too.
the video out.
Yeah. Wow. Poopy weedy or weedy poopy.
Oh, this way. Oh, shit.
That's really disgusting.
Dude.
Don't hurt nobody.
But that's what you have to do. If you want to get medicated in Delaware, you need a suppository that'll last you a few hours. Because a trooper probably won't go up your butt. and pull it out.
Trooper.
They do
Well, they did in New
sometimes.
Jersey.
They
Well,
do that.
now they will.
Well,
if
they do in
see
New
Jersey
Jersey,
tags,
right?
they're gonna
What
be
about
like,
that
you're
kid?
on that evil
Oh my
pie.
They
Hold on.
assaulted that guy on the
I
side
saw
of the
him
road.
put that suppository.
Can you imagine if that
Bend
cop
over.
pulled that out of his
Oh.
ass?
Oh,
A suppository?
Oh.
Man, it would probably pop out like licorice. Or
Wouldn't that
something.
be
I
like-
don't think that pop out anywhere, bro.
Oh, you may be able to make a Renoir.
Especially if they're jamming their finger up there.
See the rubber gloves.
There come the rubber
Right-
gloves again.
right, Eric? The multiple uses for
Right.
breaking
Yeah,
into your
that's
own
one
car
place
and,
I don't go.
Right.
and that.
You know, if it was like an illegal prostate search or something else was going
Lefty,
on.
do that at home.
Yeah, yeah. How about, ew.
Oh.
You were only supposed to do it once.
Ew. It's disgusting.
Wow.
Poopy weedy. Weedy poopy. Poopy weedy. Weedy poopy.
Sorry. I mean, it's not like shaking, you know, just a couple shakes.
Welcome to the show. If you haven't been listening,
By the way, I'm making a new a superhero for Bayonne. There's Captain Bayonne, and we're gonna have a superhero in a wheelchair.
We saw him.
It's gonna be Captain Constipation. It's gonna be a piece of shit in a wheelchair
Really?
going down
I
Broadway.
don't think that's a good idea.
That's horrible.
Because that
That's
gives
bad marketing.
it gives a bad connotation
It
to people in
does.
wheelchairs.
And that's how they
It
treat
does.
them. They
It
treat
does.
yes.
It treats us
like
when
shit.
we're in wheelchairs like shit.
And
like the
yeah.
people that are
So that
coming
doesn't
after
offend
me
you?
in town.
It's gonna
They're
offend a lot of
coming
people.
after
That doesn't
me.
offend you.
Why
It
not
does-
just have the person in the wheelchair and
does,
people
but
throwing
at
trash
the
at them like they're
same
being stoned?
time,
No. This, the piece of crap in the
It's how
wheelchair
you're
as a
treated.
logo.
It's how you're treated
And
when
this-
you're in
yeah.
a wheelchair.
And we have a
It's
smile.
How you're looked at.
It'll be a smile for the
It's
good
how you're
people
looked at.
and a
You're
frown
looked
for the
at
bad.
less than anybody else. You
the
really,
post guy
truly
smoked
are.
weed.
You really, truly
Yeah,
are looked at less than
Yeah.
anybody
So-
else.
so there's
when
lots
you're
of
in a
jokes.
wheelchair
I don't
as
know
a
though.
person.
I don't know if I want to be represented.
I'm gonna open the door and be like, hey, you make me feel crappy. Or you people are crappier than me.
I mean,
That's
you
bullshit.
would have to put some sort of connotation on there because I can see where some people would be offended. People
Good.
Who are
We'd have the week.
times their whole life. It's
have
not
the
that
week.
they're
We'd have the week.
weak.
No
It's
one wants to be
not-
relatable
It's not
to
that they're
shit.
weak.
You're offended?
It's
Go
just
home.
that, I mean, it's just as easy for me to say, you know what, I don't feel like walking today. I'm gonna be in my wheelchair because that's just the easy way to do things. It's not the right thing for me, but it's the easy way. And lately, I mean, it would be really the easy way for me to just be lazy and let people push me around and just, lay back and that's it.
Cater to.
but exactly, but that's not me. That's not who I am. So it's it's a hard thing. And it's because of how I was looked at when I was in the wheelchair when I was a kid. That's exactly why.
Wait, look at his face. He sees something good. This happened last time with that video. Oh God, what happened?
No, I can't do this. I'm
Not
gonna-
another bad video. Are you kidding me?
What is a comment?
We got a gang sign.
We don't need to know.
I'm not gaslighting this.
Oh, is there more?
What does gaslighting mean? I don't understand. that.
It was explained very well.
Sorry, it was probably while I was
This is
smoking
still
weed.
going? There's something else going on now.
Oh God. Oh no. It doesn't involve anybody here, right? Oh geez.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
What did we do?
Oh,
Someone
boy.
needs to medicate.
What did we
Here
do?
we go.
Uh-oh. Talk to me, dude. Let's go.
All right.
Who
Keep me in
did
the loop.
what?
I don't have a voice for this.
Who's in trouble?
Get these people the F out of there. I heard they were scared to get shot in Trenton.
Oh, I
You
heard
feel
that.
safe over there with the police, I guess.
I never said that though.
I did. I
never said that.
I thought it was a joke.
No,
It was a
hurtful.
joke.
Like that wasn't
This guy
me.
is so hurtful.
This
What is
guy-
wrong with-
Like I'm getting lambasted
I
here.
know.
It's unreal.
This is really ridiculous. Come on, man.
Waterboarded, yeah.
This is
This
I
is
didn't say
crazy.
that.
Too
Like,
much.
why is it
What was
coming?
my
Are
first
you
thi-
from Marlton?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, he's not talking about me then.
is.
No, he thinks
Good.
it was him,
He
and I was like,
thinks
"No,
it's
it's
I
me."
think it was me who said that,
It was you.
but it was you who said it
And I
as a
teased
joke.
What?
And I teased you last week saying, "Oh, you're here. You're not afraid you're
The
gonna get
thing
shot."
about being
No,
in Trenton and
I
being
said it.
shot.
That's right. That's why I thought he was talking to me, but I'm not from Marlton.
No,
Okay.
you
No.
think it's
I am.
talking to
Because if
him.
William wants to go toe to toe, we could. I'm talking verbally. We could go on because
a peaceful verbally.
of course,
Yes,
of course.
yeah.
No, I love William. I love.
I don't
Will.
even know who that is.
You
How about-
know William Bill.
How about we all hug?
Bill, he comes all Billy Huff.
Yeah.
No, let him fight it out first.
I don't know who it is.
No, we're not gonna fight it out.
There's enough mud here.
What I mean
Mud
is,
wrestling.
all I mean is,
I was gonna say,
I
right?
gave
Yeah, we get
William,
to watch something
I gave
fun,
William
huh?
some hash, a joint with hash in it during Weed Man's little party, and somebody had to go home. That's all. Like 20 minutes later, he was like, "Oh my god, wow, I gotta go." Exactly, he couldn't handle the hash. William can't handle the hash. Oh,
Oh wait.
or toe, whatever
wait.
the hell he says his
And
last
look at
name
that.
is here.
You're still wearing the shirt too to keep this little joke going. Look at that.
Yep.
This is my work shirt. This is why I got to wear this, right? As long as you have an INE shirt on, this is your work shirt. None of you came, but I see you wore your real work shirt. I get that. Yeah.
Because I'm going to work after this. That's what I do after I come here.
But this is the real. This isn't pure. Never mind.
It's good marketing because you can see Pure Puff in the screen. So
Yeah, but I don't. But you know what though? But I don't. But I don't talk about Pure Puff
You
here.
can talk about Pure Puff all day long. I love Pure Puff paper
I don't.
supply.
But that's not the purpose of me being.
Pure Puff. We call the police. Paper.
Wait,
Wow.
you're such
I'm
an
sorry.
ass.
Those
You
itchy
are
Wow.
such an ass. I'm just gonna say it for him.
Does anybody want to? This is pretty good. This is pretty good shit. No,
Man, you're a
You are
dick.
never getting that 50% discount ever.
I'm telling you, no.
Yeah,
I
was
love
gonna
Pure
say,
Puff.
There you go.
Hurtful.
No,
Hurtful. Hurtful, Wayne.
Pure Puff Supply. I can't even say it now. Pure Puff Vapor Supply. I got to look at your shirts. Not like looking at your shirt. That's the right spot. But anyway, yeah, you're a good guy.
He needs to make.
Anyone says shit about you about this stupid
No,
shit, dude, just
it's a joke.
Don't worry about it.
Come on,
It's
man.
just stupid.
You're a guy who goes out of your way for the community. So
That's for
And if
that.
anything,
That's for
you
damn
know.
sure.
I mean, you're
if
worried about
anything, I'm the
getting
bad
shot
guy.
anywhere. I mean, it doesn't matter where you're at.
No, yeah, but you really, if you're gonna get shot, you're gonna get shot more likely if you're in Newark or Trenton. You're gonna get shot in Trenton, okay? Trust me, all right? Just saying.
Go to Camden and any of the nut streets and sit
Yeah,
there
I
for a
was
while.
gonna say,
I
like,
literally when I sat
seriously.
there with my family, you just all you hear constantly.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm more
like,
scared of Trenton.
There's no.
I'm scared. You got
know,
Terrence's.
Trenton
Actually, I'm
doesn't
more
scare
scared about those
me.
privileged people over in Marlton.
Trenton doesn't scare me.
Yeah, them
the
white
way
privileged
Camden
people.
does.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
White
those
privilege,
damn white
police
privilege.
calling sons of bitches.
Hey, we're
Wow.
live. I can't believe it did spiral out to that degree. And
Owners.
it was you, and you didn't even like fess up and be like the good person. Be like, "Psh, that was me.
Well, because I thought he was talking to me.
Well, now you know. Are you going to go and set it straight?
No,
Oh, okay. So you're just gonna. You're the bus driver. Then you're just gonna let Eric get it.
pretty much. I'm like the referee, but in a wrestling match, you know.
But as long as you're not, being dragged in the mud.
Exactly. I get
Yeah.
everybody else involved. You know, like, yeah, come on in the ring. Come on in the ring. All right, hey, don't make me kick you out.
They call that the instigator.
Yes, that's what I.
Oh, there's a name for it.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instigation.
They call us instigators.
It's almost
the
as
evil
bad
ones.
as.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes.
Whoa.
Yeah, I
right?
thought we're not allowed to use that word.
swear
Yo.
It wasn't us.
You don't have
What's
the
your
guts
problem?
to be what you want to be.
So you can point your fat little fingers.
You
Look,
need people like me.
there goes the fat guy. Classic
You
scene.
need people
Thank
like me
God
so
the
you
fat
can
guy
point
said
your
that.
fucking fingers. I say, that's the bad guy.
Yeah, that's the bad guy.
Oh yeah.
My grandma always said you have 4 more fingers.
Well,
pointing
I
back
make
at you.
Yeah, there you go, right?
Snitches.
Well, I got the chief of police here. What about you? Eh? Is that the
You just
chief
know
of
how to
Saturday?
hide. How to lie.
Yeah, man.
Me, I don't have that problem.
So what?
Me,
I got 2 things in
I
this
always
world.
tell the truth. Even when I lie.
Come on. I didn't know this was so long and boring.
I know. Where's the good part? Say goodnight to the bad guy.
That's right.
Not yet.
At the end, right?
Yeah.
So say good night to the bad guy. Go on.
Good night.
Sorry, that was a little long.
Oh,
I like awkward stuff though.
every
It's
once
like a
in a
night to the
while-
bad guy, eh?
Every once in a while, you need a little bit of awkward.
It depends what kind of awkward you're talking about.
Isn't that the truth, man? That is so true. Like, I have to say, this week sucked though. Like, there's
Oh, shut up.
there's 4
Shut
people-
up. This week sucked. It was your birthday. How's your
It
birthday
was.
week suck, man?
Because he got a year
Because-
older.
Doing awesome.
Because 4 people I know passed away, or I know of passed away.
It's still your birthday, all right?
2 of
Remember the birthday
cancer,
part.
and
Oh, who we calling?
Well, it's 1:35.
we're calling Honeybee. Honeybee.
Honey boobs.
Hello, this is Corelli Tires.
Oh yeah, where's my commercial?
It's a huge sale. Yes. We back everything up. She's too busy selling rubbers.
Forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 5.
A huge selection of new tires that are price conscious and value rated. That means we want you to get the best bang for your buck.
Plus, Carruthers Tire has
Plus.
a massive inventory of fully guaranteed used tires.
We want you to buy with confidence, and that is why we back up everything with a satisfaction guarantee.
Come experience the difference at Carruthers Tire, 235 Southwest Oak
Carruthers.
Street in Hillsborough. We are satisfied only when you are.
Man, next
We have a
Thursday in Delaware.
massive quantity. Yeah.
You don't even have a
Thursdays in
permit?
Delaware.
Do you have a
Yes,
permit
he
for here?
does. He's got it.
For here?
No,
Where
for here,
you
yeah.
been?
You got one for here too.
For Friday. If y'all want to come here on, no. Yeah, I think Friday. Yeah, Friday of next
We'll
week.
double check.
You can
just to
come
make
here.
sure.
You can come here Friday.
What's
Yeah,
Friday?
Well, you know what? Most of us aren't driving up here 40 minutes this way if your ass is not going to be here. So,
I'm
like,
doing.
we
Yeah,
need to know that early.
I'll be in Delaware on Thursday, and that's my limit right there. I'm done.
So, you're not going to be here then.
But we do have a permit for
On
Friday.
Friday.
If you want to come Friday here,
Yeah,
more
but
than welcome.
if you're not going to be here,
No, I
then
won't.
what's the whole point?
Yeah, and what are we gonna do?
Right. Like, exactly.
Well,
like, what are we going to do?
stand here with a sign, wait for a politician to come by. There was an assemblywoman out here before for like an hour.
Yeah, but she was holding her baby.
I know.
And then, you know what? I was going to approach her because he asked me to. But then I was like, you know what? When I realized I thought the kid was just in the baby carriage. And then I realized the baby was in her arms. I'm not going to approach her about work when she's obviously has a newborn. So she's not working. And will most likely, as a new mother, just tune anything you have to say out anyway.
Karen's got them pleather pants. I'm sorry. You're talking about serious shit.
Well, I mean, that's just,
They're pleather.
It is
and
what it
Yeah, what's
they're-
happening?
They're like they're ripped in the back.
I feel like he should be like doing like the moonwalk.
They're like totally ripped in the back.
Are they?
Yes.
Like I feel like giving them my fucking pants.
He bends over. You see that?
Oh, it's split.
Yeah, it's like that's what happens with pleather.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Yes. It happens.
Terrence, come here, please.
No.
Drop a lighter and make him get it.
What happens when you bend over?
That way. Bend that way.
What happens?
No, bend over that way for the camera. Perfect.
No, really, what happens when you bend over?
Your balls hang out.
What the hell's going on over there with those pants?
They're ripped.
They're ripped? Oh my God. You walk. Let me see the back. I can't see. Oh my God.
You're not wearing. You're not even
My
wearing
God.
underwear.
What? Oh, give him a microphone.
Who
Give-
wears
give him
underwear?
your-
No, you know
I
what?
got some
Give him
on.
the mic. Wait,
No underwear, and you're wearing leather pants.
Okay.
give him that mic, please.
Who wears underwear?
What?
Who wears underwear?
I guess only when I wear leather.
Can we
pants.
take? If you wear underwear, could you raise your hand,
Are you
please?
hippies talking about? Come
Don't,
on.
don't
wear
raise your
underwear.
hand. You don't wear underwear.
I wear underwear.
No, you do, not him.
There's a leather. You should be
Pleather.
hanging out the bottom.
I do
They're
when
pleather.
I wear shorts or stuff that has.
He's
stuff
even
like
got the
that,
studded
like,
belt.
You know, I mean, come on now.
I got it.
There's times you wear them.
What
Hello.
do you want me to do, man? It happens when I play hacky sack.
You must play hacky sack a lot.
You're still playing. I can see.
Holy
I can do a
shit.
full split.
You got two little
I just
hacky
do
sacks
it when
coming
I'm
out your
wearing tight
pants.
pants.
Yeah, they're coming out. Oh my God! All right, turn around again. Let me see the back. Oh my God! No,
Yeah, he wants to see your balls. He
Oh,
wants to
that's
take a
what's
picture.
happening.
You can't tell unless I bend over.
you saw him bend over though.
Hey, can you pick up my lighter?
Yeah, we saw you bend over.
And you
Throw a
can't
joint.
unsee it.
Throw a joint on the ground, somebody.
Oh.
Hey, I can squat, man.
It's like
this-
not the
it's
greatest
like
place
this
to
belly.
do that.
I,
This is
I don't
not
know
a
what that
squat
means,
here.
but
Oh.
I mean,
I got it.
Oh, oh, I need that. That's important.
Yeah.
That goes into the.
Is that your tongue ring?
no, that's just Prince Albert.
That's
It goes into the bottom of the. Like,
Bam!
Yeah, I bet you tell that to everybody.
it usually works.
Well, you know, I play with it a lot.
What I'm more curious about is how did it fall out?
Oh.
But yes, I am not wearing underwear. Yes, I ripped my pants. My back pockets are still in place.
How did you rip them?
No,
Really?
I did a kick, is what I did.
Really?
Originally, it was a kick. And then after wearing them for a couple days and sleeping in them and rolling around, and
Yeah.
wearing them for a couple days. And then I wake up and it's like every time I sit down, now they're ripping even more.
Oh my goodness!
Well, I
my
can turn
shorts?
right on
Shorts?
some leather
Right
shorts.
now,
If I
you
wanted
want my
to.
shorts? I got some shorts. You want them?
Yes. And I know he wants me to put them on too.
That'd be funny though. A fat guy.
Hey, I can put on anything,
Just
man.
wearing underwear.
Hey, believe it or not, I was a 44.
44. I was a 44 like 10 years ago, bro.
Dude,
no, that's not even funny. 10 years ago, I was skinny.
I'm a slender
I was a
42.
44
Thank you.
No, I was
30 years ago.
30 years?
No, 1990. I was 34.
1990
or 44. I was a 44 in 1990.
Yeah.
I was 245.
I was 18.
I was 245 pounds.
I was a
at
freshman in
44
college.
waist.
This sounds like Timothy.
Then you must be my age.
Did you start
Yes,
smoking pot
kinda.
then?
No, you're younger than me.
A little.
A little bit.
71.
69.
You ain't no 69.
February 5, 69. The worst.
You had a rough life.
The
huh?
worst snowstorm to ever hit the eastern seaboard. That was my day of birth. When the banks closed and everybody, like the movie The Mist, when everybody was killing their kids and then shooting themselves in their
I love
houses.
it. Whoa.
That was my birthday.
What year was that?
February
what Stephen
5,
King novel was
1969.
It was like 4:30 in Ohio.
No, it was like everybody snowed in. So kill the family and yourself.
Oh, come on.
Oh boy.
Let's go somewhere else.
Back
Let's
in
go to a
back in
happy place
'96,
now.
back in '96, it was only a half inch more than my birthday, but everybody was
remember the
prepared
storm
back
of
in '96. 96 was only a half inch more than my birthday, but the banks closed for 2 weeks on my birthday.
Terrence,
Damn.
which fountain do you use to wash your junk in?
All of them.
All of them, or just one?
Wash what?
Your
I'm not
junk.
Todd.
Your junk.
I don't wash.
You don't wash your
I'm
junk?
not Todd.
No.
Todd bathes in the fountain.
Shut up, Carl. What's wrong
Where
with
is Todd? He washes his clothes, his body, whatever.
What's wrong with that? All right.
He's
You're
a
mad.
fountain. He's a
No,
fountain.
you know what?
Washer.
You right now, if you were on Facebook, you would have got banned.
Banned.
Why?
You're making fun of the transients.
I'm not. I'm asking
I'm
you.
making fun of
I'm not
transients.
making fun. I'm asking you a question.
Hey, I'm not a transient. I was born here.
I love you, Terrence. You're a funny fuck.
I would
Now down in Florida,
I was
we know
transported
the whole
here.
Florida
I
state
transported
is a
myself
transient
here.
state, but
I'm
as
not
far
a
as the
veterinarian. I
transients
don't eat
here,
meat.
I was born here with these lowlifes.
I like valerian.
I blend right in with these jerk offs.
Who?
I know how.
How?
Hey,
Tell us.
I can blend in with these drug addicts. No problem, man.
I think this
These
guy.
Trentonian
You
low-life
have a- he's
not
scumbags.
a
I was born
transient.
with
He's like
definitely have the
CIA.
ultimate
See,
drug addict
my
disguise.
family was born up in Newark,
planted.
Jersey, in Elizabeth, so they don't feel comfortable in the city of Trenton. And
Why?
well, if you weren't born here, then you have this
Elizabeth's
like
almost-
uncomfortable.
You know what?
kinda
I got that same feeling
Trentonian
last
feeling.
night at Sayreville. If you
Oh.
weren't born here, if you don't pay
Yeah.
taxes
You
here,
don't pay taxes here. Charles Manson.
They're
that's
not one of
crazy,
us.
man.
Hey, it's
Ooga
never going
booga,
to change,
one of
man.
us. Ooga- Is
Until we
that-
get
is
every
that-
drug
is that what
addict
the
off
people
the
in
street
Sayreville
and in
chant?
prison where they belong.
They're transplants.
We get rid of all these lowlifes, put them in the prisons that we built for them. And, well, they call it home. Let's not debate that. It's home to them. And they don't look for a job until they're in an orange fucking jumpsuit. And they don't use their fucking government name until they're in an orange jumpsuit. And they never fill out a job application until they're in a fucking orange jumpsuit. Clockwork Orange is 2020. That's just like the inspection stickers say.
But we're in 2018.
I know. So in the
Okay.
next 2 years, we're going to get rid of every one of these fucking drug addict low-life scumbags
Oh
off
my-
my fucking
I got a
streets.
better
And
I
put them where they
I got a
belong.
better idea.
I do.
Get them
I do.
off
You
the
do it like
streets.
the Russians.
Well,
They got
look,
this
man,
crocodile drug now, right?
If you got to
so now
nail
they just like
everything
put this
down,
drug out, and everyone
if you
that
gotta
does
nail
heroin
everything-
and stuff does this crocodile crap, and they're
No.
dead.
no,
No.
you know what?
Yeah, what
that
is
crocodile. You know
Crocodile,
what? Where
yeah.
is that crocodile stuff?
I don't want it.
I don't know.
I don't want to touch that.
But what I do
Well,
know.
of course you don't want to touch it, but if we get it here, we can get rid of all the junkies. Fucking that much faster.
Exactly.
No, you know what we can do for them?
Down
is we
with
can,
them all.
The
is we
baby
can-
blue
is we
fentanyl
can-
pure isn't
Shoot
even
up.
enough, man. We gotta get.
We need to treat them
gotta-
with cannabis.
Yes, Richie.
We're not
Yes.
lock them up, not make them die. We need to
Right.
treat them and give them an alternative. Give them cannabis.
Yeah,
give them something
cannabis.
else
Well,
they
guess
can
what?
use, and
Why
then
don't
they can
you
take
give them your
themselves
bank
off.
account then?
Hmm?
Why don't you open up the door and let them into your house then?
I give my
man,
bank account.
I think
because I'm
It's
broke.
know,
it's
having-
so easy to say, oh, let's just let them live. Live where? Let them live in your house, dude.
I love this.
I don't
Well,
want them to be
maybe they
scumbags
could-
near
maybe
any of
they
my
could
kids. You want them near
maybe
your
they could
kids?
get
He's talking about
not strung
You
out,
want
get
these
a job,
Trentonians
support
scum near your
themselves,
children,
wouldn't have to
dude?
live with anybody.
Because the
let
epidemic.
parents live with you, damn it.
There's irony here.
I got houses.
Oh, it's
I got
crazy.
properties.
I got money, man.
I got deeds to properties. I got
I
I got a
deeds.
family that fucking owes me money out the ass. I walk around. Hey man, I'm not kidding. You could talk to this kid over here. He knows how much money I blow in a day.
$10.
Yeah, right.
He blows $10. I think
Tell
he's
you
going
straight
to the
out, I
bathroom
spent
over there.
$1,000 a day on cocaine.
Yep.
I
I'm
spent
jealous.
$1,000 a day, man. I could show you bank receipts. I pull out $1,000 a day, and I smoked $1,000 a day for over a year and a half. And then I smoked $100 a day for 2 years straight.
Amen.
But it's my money. I know my family's got an issue with it. Yeah. Well, my son doesn't,
good
but
part
everybody
is-
else
What
does.
about all those
The
drug
good
addicts?
part
What were you
is-
saying again?
Kill them all. Kill them.
Oh, right.
No, don't
Kill 'em
kill
all.
them.
Oh, I
Don't
love
kill
that
'em.
album.
If they're wearing underwear, kill them.
Don't kill them.
I gotta
Let
go.
them
Kill 'em.
kill themselves.
You got underwear, you bastard. You're dying.
Man, every
You kill 'em, yeah.
junkie
You kill 'em
loves
all.
loves the edge of life.
How are we
They
going to kill them,
just
though?
want to like. They just
Yeah,
want to like.
imagine you're
linger
walking
on
out of
the
this
edge
building,
and-
walking
and
into
they
this
just-
conversation.
all you got to do is hit one of these junkies with a Narcon and see how
conversation?
pissed off these
The good
assholes are.
part, boys and girls.
Hey, my girlfriend
The
was.
good part is that Terrence will be checking into a rehabilitation center very shortly.
I am today.
You are?
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
I
Thank you.
actually called up
Glad to hear
Carrier
that.
Clinic.
Hold on. I'm shutting everyone down.
And
Go,
Carrier
Tanner.
Clinic said all you got to do is go to an ER, get a referral, and you'll be admitted today. And that's what I'm doing. Amen is right. 30 years ago, I went down for interstate drug trafficking, and I went through Carrier, and it worked. And you know what? I started taking lithium, and I believed in the psychiatric world that they led me to believe that lithium was my cure-all. And I took lithium for 17 and a half years until it shut my liver and kidneys down, and I almost died. And then I took everything under the sun that the doctors say. And you know what the doctors say now? Come on, you faked it 30 years ago. So what? But after you guys hooked
got a
me up with
son?
this shit for the last 30 years ago, you turned me chemically unbalanced.
Me?
No, I told
Oh.
the doctors. You guys turned me chemically unbalanced 30 years ago with lithium and Haldol and Thorazine and everything in between. And you experimented on me. And now you're going to tell me that I'm not what? Bipolar, chemically unbalanced. Oh, no. Come on. You bullshitted this 30 years ago. And what do you
Are we
want?
going to see you next Thursday?
Probably.
Yes.
If not the following. I don't need a 28-day program. I need my license back.
28 days. You're going to have to do 28 days, bro.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
I don't.
You do.
I can get kicked out of jail. I can get kicked out of rehab, man. I can get kicked out.
You don't want
of
to get kicked
anything.
out, though. The whole purpose is so you could. You want to.
I
You
only
want
want my license back.
Exactly. So do whatever the hell they tell you.
So whether I smoke pot when I get out or coke,
Don't worry
who
about
cares?
when you get out. Just worry about passing
Passing what?
the rehabilitation program.
I'm
Successfully.
I'm not shooting for that. I'm shooting for. I'm under doctor's care, and
I thought you're shooting for your driver's license.
yes. I mean, not just that. My family and everybody
Well,
else that
don't
has
you
been
have
working
to-
against me, that is close to me. Now that they hear I'm going into a rehabilitative mode, now the money pit, everybody wants to work with me again. Hey, all I got to do is say it. I was like, oh, hey, and now,
But you got to pass it too. You got to
no, I don't. I've already proven myself. All I got to do is, I can pass a 28-day program. I can do a 90
You
days
just
clean.
said you want to get kicked out.
No, I just said my main intention is to just get my life back and my world back.
Well, good.
I've never had
don't get kicked out then.
I've never had an issue with drugs and alcohol. So how do I go into a rehab and say I'm addicted to marijuana? Well, I'm not anymore, but that was my issue 30 years ago. 30 years ago, I'm sitting in Carrier Clinic with junkies and cokeheads and alcoholics, and I'm like, look, I'm addicted to pot.
When's the last time you did crack?
2 days ago.
There you go. So when they say, hey, what drugs have you done? I did crack.
That's enough.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
Tell them. Forget about the weed.
If I wanted to smoke it today, I could have. If I wanted to smoke it yesterday, I could have. As a matter of fact, I did. Yesterday.
I give up.
I did.
I give up. My head
I
hurts.
smoked a dime up in one hit. Boom.
A dime. A dime. What's a dime to you? A dime to me
$10
is about half
I
a gram
pushed
of
it all
weed.
into I pulled it all into one pipe and I puffed it.
Pipe. What kind of pipe?
Oh
Are
my
we
God.
talking about the
You guys smoke your marijuana for your medical services or whatever.
There's no medicinal crack, though.
I took it. Hey, it is according to the doctors. According to the doctors, I have no issue with cocaine.
Chew coca leaves.
According to the medical field, I have no issue with coca. It is uncomplicated according to the medical field. My issues are uncomplicated. So there is no issue. I don't have an issue with coca, marijuana, or alcohol, or anything in between.
At this point,
But I got to go into a rehab in order for
hey,
judges to let me
let's
get in their
agree to
courtroom.
disagree.
In
All
order
I'm
for
gonna
me
say
to go
is, hey,
into a
good luck.
courtroom and talk
Terrence,
to the
good luck,
judge,
bro.
and
Good
the
luck.
judge
I'm gonna have you in my
doesn't think I'm
prayers.
going to flip out on him.
I hope you stick with the program. I hope you get what you're trying to get.
Oh, don't
back.
hope. That's like
I
a
gotta
solemn
hope.
prayer, right? Oh,
I'm
like pray for me.
I'm
Pray
a
for me.
druid priest, just like you.
I have an issue
Don't
with
hope.
an issue I don't have an
Don't
issue
hope
with.
and
'cause
pray.
I don't
It's
have
a
an
waste
issue.
of breath and time. Just
Stop putting weed in your crack pipe or crack in your weed pipe.
Yeah.
One or the other.
I
Stick
have
to the
pipes for
weed.
everything.
Stay away from the cocaine.
all right. Some pipes
Please.
you don't smoke out of.
Please.
Just shoot out of those pipes.
Yeah, I think that's a problem. That is
well,
a
it's
problem.
there's a pretty discernible
Well,
difference.
that sounds like a personal
weed.
opinion.
Weed is a
Yeah.
leafy green material where crack cocaine kind of looks like a cracked up piece of soap.
Only a
Just saying.
crackhead would have said
There is a
that.
difference. There is a big difference.
Only someone addicted to cocaine would have said there isn't a difference between smoking one or the other.
That's funny.
There is a major difference between cocaine and marijuana.
I love
Major
getting trolled in Trenton.
You can grow
That's
coca
awesome.
legally.
No, we're trolling.
No,
We're allowed to grow coca.
we're trolling you.
You're not allowed to
troll me.
Wait a
Hey,
minute,
you're
that
not
guy
allowed
just
to grow
trolled
pot,
us real
but you can
good.
grow- you're not allowed to just grow
Did you two
marijuana,
knuckleheads sat there?
but you can grow coca, and you can grow poppies. You're just not allowed to process heroin or cocaine. But you're not allowed to grow marijuana unless you're given what?
Can I grow tobacco?
Nobody's given that. If I want to grow pot, I can. I'm a shaman.
I want to grow tobacco.
Who's going to stop?
You're
the
a shaman?
Since 1990. You can talk to Divine Word Seminary.
I wanted this guy's resume. How the hell does he not have a job? He's a million friggin' things.
Dude, I got companies and businesses all registered at the original courthouse on Broad Street.
Down on Broad Street.
Down on the original courthouse. Where Daniel Webster practiced law. That's where I registered all my companies and
Huh?
businesses
You
originally.
know Daniel Webster?
No, well, he's dead. But he practiced law at Mercer County Courthouse. And the guy who, I'm talking about Daniel Webster, who won his soul back from the devil, there's a plaque that says Daniel Webster practiced law here. Why? Because he also got his soul back at fucking Aquinas, where the legality of spirituality fucking helped him get his wife and kids and life back. That's where
who I'm
Daniel
blaming
Webster
for this
won his
shit?
soul back.
I'm blaming
In
Honey
Princeton,
Boobs for this
206
crap.
Library Place.
We had this skit because of Honey Boobs.
Everybody lives
She's
in a
too
fantasy
busy
world
selling
of
rubbers.
Scooby-Doo.
She's too busy
and,
pleasing,
zombie
flattering
island.
customers. And we got Terrence.
My son said to me, "Hey, Dad, is there really zombies?" And I put them in my
Herpes.
truck and I take them out of here.
Herpes.
You want to see zombies? I'll show you
Oh,
zombies.
zombies. I thought he said herpes.
You take a ride out to Trenton, I'll show you a bunch of people high on Love Boat and Wet. I'll show you zombies.
Thank you.
Hey, all you zombies, hide your faces. Nobody remembers the Hooters, right? Does anybody remember the Hooters?
CMMNJ.org.
Does anybody remember the Hooters?
SativaCross.com.
Because all you zombies that are out here, you don't hide your faces.
MagicalButter.com.
What? They just fall right on the sidewalk and go to sleep. The ambulances almost hit this guy with Narcan yesterday.
Bye, Tracy.
And he was high on K2, Buddha Bud. And he wasn't high on heroin. He was high on Buddha Bud. And he was laying on the ground, and the fire company pulled up and was about to fucking hit him with Narcan.
NewJerseyWeedman.com.
And I'm like, Narcan. My buddy's like, whoa, they're gonna hit Carmelo with Narcan. I'm like,
UFCW.
I'm like, Carmelo, get up. And then it's like, Carmelo jumps up. I'm on Buddha Bud. But they were gonna hit him with Narcan.
David versus Autism.
Because they thought he was like ODing, but he wasn't ODing. He's laying there high on Buddha Bud, all fucked up. You hit him with Narcan. What's that gonna do to you?
Medical-freedom.com.
Well, you got to be hit with Narcan when you're not on dope. to figure out what it does to you, right?
New Jersey grannies for grass.
Hey, do you blame the fire company or the ambulance drivers for hitting you with Narcan when they thought you were ODing? And then when you OD on Narcan and die because of the medication that he takes, that it doesn't mix with the Narcan. Oh,
Jack.
is it the Salvation or is it the rescue mission's fault? Is it the ambulance driver's fault? Or is it whose fault is it that Carmelo died?
JacksonStorms.com.
I guess it's his fault for smoking the Buddha Bud, right?
Arlo Glass.
It's his fault for not wearing a sign. I'm smoking Buddha Bud and I'm not high on dope. Don't hit me with Narcan.
OprahMachine.com.
Right? Nobody gives a shit whether they kill somebody by accident.
Pure Puff Vapor Supply.
What do you mean? Well, here, we'll hit him with an electric shock. Oh, I didn't know that he had a pacemaker.
Sativa Crosswest.
Right? Oh, you just burned out his pacemaker? Oh, well, I was only trying to help. Whatever. Why? That's the way these guys work. And in the city of Trenton, the cops are just as corrupt as everyone else. They will tow your car in the city of Trenton and sell it privately. Your car never makes it to auction. How do I know this? Because they sold my Malibu privately. They will tow your vehicle. The Trenton police will tow your vehicle, sell your vehicle, and say it's going to auction when this is not. And I tell everybody at the tow yard, your car is getting sold privately by Brian Hawkins. Hawks Towing, I went all through school with Brian Hawkins, and he doesn't care. I'm like, Brian, man, I'm going to take you and the cops out. I don't care. He's just like a local scumbag piece of shit that don't give a fuck whether he goes to jail or not. He thinks he's like untouchable because he's got these Trenton pigs in his pocket. I was like, you're going down with him, dude. We took out the prosecutor's office in 96. You forgot all about that, huh? My buddy Don Pillow was supposed to go to the workhouse, and he got put away for 3 years in prison instead. He was supposed to get 5 years and then do 3 in the workhouse. He wasn't supposed to do prison time. So, 3 judges, 4 prosecutors, and 2 attorneys went to prison because $180,000 was paid. And who cares? My friend's dead because of heroin. And that's because he went to prison. So I don't give 2 fucks about the judges or the prosecutors who have also licensed to practice, or the attorneys that arranged it that also licensed to practice that went to jail with the judges and the prosecutors. Why would I? And why should I? My buddy and I made money hand over fist selling fucking methamphetamines throughout the 80s, and I didn't give a fuck that he turned into a junkie. But when he went to heroin, it was over. He's cutting the copper out of his own mom's house. He's cutting the copper out of his dad's house. He's running around fucking with a bag full of fucking copper, riding it was so out of hand. Hey, I love Don, man. Don Pilla, Eric, they both died. Eric died from fentanyl patches.
Well, that's a good way to start our list because those are names we're going to start our list with today. What's the names again?
My friend Don Pilla.
Don Pilla.
And Eric Pilla.
And Eric. They both died.
They're both casualties to the war on drugs.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, Don, he was murdered because when he got out of jail, he was given a hot shot. Or the dope was that good. I'm not sure if it was a pure bag or just nobody gave a fuck. They partied around my friend's body for like 10 hours while he laid there dead. And then his girlfriend finally, whoa, Don, it's cold. Well, it took you fucking 10 hours to fucking touch him? Really? You know how many friends I lost that way? Killed off by the idea that they could have. I was just talking about my good buddy who retired from Safe Flight, and then him and his girlfriend went to Sleepy Hollow Motel, and then a bunch of junkies came in and helped him they shot him up in his left arm when he was all drunk, and then they rifled through his pockets while his girlfriend was all fucking whatever in a bathtub or whatever the fuck she was. And then they partied around his body for 20 hours. And then they brought him out of Sleepy Hollow to his girlfriend's house, put him in bed, And then this chick says, "Do you want a bagel?" And she goes and comes back and his lips are blue. And then how about he was dead for 20 hours?
Hold on.
My friend didn't let go of his bowels or his urine. He was dead for 20 hours and he never pissed or shitted himself. I don't believe he was dead. He had a rare blood type, and I know they cut him up and sold his body for parts because his body was sold to science. And I had to show his mother on the autopsy that he probably wasn't even dead when they cut him up, because he was, if you're going to shoot up for the first time in your life, why would you use, he was a lefty, but he always told everybody he was right. So they shot him up in his left. Who would have done that for the first time? If you're right-handed, you use your right hand that you favor, right? Unless you're ambidextrous, and then you can use both. But he wasn't. He sort of was, because he told everybody he was right when he was really left. So he could pull off signing his name with his, well, he broke his left arm a couple times.
Cheryl Miller,
But in all reality,
Sabina
I lost
Rose,
a lot of friends to the war on drugs, and the war on drugs is over for me.
Diane, Gracie, Cindy Mae, Marie, Jack, Joan Ford, Randy Robertson, Polly Connolly, Bill Buckman, Chad, Jeremy, Joanne's husband, Paulette, Matt, Troy, Russ Perry, Roger Barber, Jay Arletto, Ella Bagelman, Hattie Koschel, Jackie Rickert, Anthony, Jake, Armando, Felicia, Lynn, Dan, Marine vet Sean McKay, Joyce Fortini, Lori McBride, Frank, and Honeybee's son, Michael Dillon. And if she was here, she would tell you to give 10% of your grow or your stash or whatever you have a lot of. Give 10% to someone who needs it. It's called a tithing. It's good. It's a good thing to give a tithing. Yeah, you can write that off too.
If you give 10%, you can write that off on your taxes.
Okay.
It all depends on how you're using it with the community, because you can donate into your community. You can donate into your, no matter how you donate, you can donate to the county, state, locally. You can write this off. You can have, if you're handicapped, you can have people that are on community service cut your grass, and you can get work done with community service people if you're handicapped. And the community, it's like, that's what it was arranged for. Community service is for the people in the community that need help. So if you're handicapped, then there's people with community service. They can cut your grass, and you can work off of your community service helping people that need help. Not just carnivals, not just church affairs, not just hospital affairs. Like you can help the guy next door who just broke his leg because you're on community service. You owe community service, and that guy can't cut his grass, and he's going to get hit by the fucking township for a major fine. They're going to put a lien against his house if they come out and cut his grass. You guys don't think about shit like that. The state, the city, everybody takes the shit off people that are handicapped because they can't pay the taxes. They can't pay. Well, community service people can help these people, and they can wipe off their community service helping handicap. But nobody knows this. You tell somebody on community service, I don't know how to get rid of my community service. Well, go right to your local handicap fucking place and start fucking talking to people that are in wheelchairs, and start talking to people that are just broke their legs or just.
What if you're handicapped and you're on community service and you're handicapped? That's happening.
I know it's happening, but
that's cruel, isn't it? somebody like in a wheelchair or with a cane who can't walk, and they're giving them community service. It's kind of mean.
Why? You can answer phones.
Maybe.
You can still stuff envelopes.
Maybe.
You can still
maybe
play a tambourine or a drum.
Hashtag they shall grow.
Yes.
Hashtag they shall grow.
See, nobody knows the meaning of hash mark.
Hashtag.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Well, what's a hash mark?
You do
It's the same as a hashtag.
It's a way to find stuff on the internet. You do a hashtag and then
No, a hash mark is a stripe.
Well, that's different.
Yeah,
it's a grid.
In the military, where's your hash marks?
Oh yeah.
Okay, your hash marks is the uniform that you put all your awards and stripes on. And if you're not wearing it, they say, "Where the hell's their outfit with all the hash marks on it?"
Well, what I'm about to read was written in World War I by a guy in a foxhole. And he watched all his friends around him die. Kind of like what happens here in New Jersey. 1 out of 10 patients are dying. And every week we say this. It's written in stone down the street. It's actually on the war memorial. It's written in stone. They kind of screwed it up when they wrote it on the wall. When they carved it in the wall, it's not right. If you look at it, it's not right. Google it. It's incorrect. But here it is. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Oh, yeah, by the way, my friend Armando, I was thinking about him because I got my truck done the other day. I had to get my brakes done. And we were going to give up on that truck, that Nissan Xterra down there. We're going to give up on it. But Armando actually put a weld on this thing, and he fixed it. So I still have that truck because of Armando. So I was thinking about him a lot. He died from an overdose. Not an overdose. He died from cancer. I'm sorry. He died from spine cancer. He had cancer all up in his spine that spread throughout his whole body. And he used cannabis illegally. He couldn't afford it because he's a inner city guy, Hispanic guy, and he couldn't afford it. So I was thinking about him lately.
And he should have been the one working on it.
Yeah, we were all standing around talking about the truck, and I was like, "Yeah, remember that when Armando put that truck back together, and we were like going to give up on it, and he put that weld in there, and he saved it." I was like, "Yeah, that's why I'm not getting rid of that truck. The only reason I'm keeping that truck is because of Armando's weld. As long as Armando's weld holds, I'm going to keep that truck." So there you go. Hashtag they shall grow. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.